Lola, hello, welcome everybody. Give me 1 sec here to get everything kind of like in order. Been a while since I've used this layout, so I'm trying to make sure everything like is set up. How's everybody doing? Navy Bomb, Josh, welcome. Thank you for the well wishes. Rai, the Mr. Cat Guy, Justin Johnson, AJ, King of Noobs, Fresh Garbage, Spatial Rend. How are you? Yeah, I know, it took me a while to get everything sorted. Hi, Winston. Hello. Let's see if it all goes off without a hitch. Apparently I have to reset the in-game clock, so let's do that, I guess. It is 3:07 p.m. Okay. Alright. And let's begin. It is that simple. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? Been an exciting time for Pokemon news for sure. Been seeing all of the hot takes, good and bad, across the internet for the past week or so. I wonder, I know I talked to a lot of you guys obviously during the event reveal itself, but I am curious still how many of you guys are feeling about specifically, like, I think the, Gen 4 remake games are the Gen 4 remake games. I don't know, like, I know there's some hot takes about them, but I think at the end of the day, they are what they are. You know what that means? Oh man, do I literally have to do this every single time? That sucks. I guess I should, I need to save it. 1 sec. So I guess I literally need to, like, take the time, do a resave. All right. Now that the clock's back. All right, this should... There we go. Cool. Hey, what's up, Zachary? Stefan, how are you doing? I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Had a pretty good weekend. WandaVision was really, really good. Yeah, just doing some Celebi hunting. I just, I wanted to get away from the Necrozma. Sundays, I like to do something a little bit different. But I'm, like, in such a Pokemon mood because of, obviously, Pokemon Day being yesterday and the big reveals on Friday. I'm still very hyped. And hello, Sonic Chow. By the way, Sonic, don't worry. I didn't forget, I promise, about trying to get you some Gen 4 footage. I just literally, I came home from my parents' house last night around, like, 11, went right to bed, didn't touch my computer. And then today, I literally didn't touch my computer until about 20 minutes ago or so. So, yeah, I will try to get that for you by the end of the day today, though, I promise. What's up, random gamers? Welcome. Mike Onzo. Pokemon Arceus will be lit. Breath of the Pokemon. I think it's going to be good. Oh, hold off of that. Okay, no problem. But yeah, WandaVision's been really good, Video Master. Been really, really good. Excited. Big finale this Friday. So... then I guess the next thing is Winter Soldier, Falcon Winter Soldier, but yep. Did you see the Pokemon Direct? Not only did I see it, I also streamed it and reacted to it live. I believe I said in reaction to the Gen 4 remakes, I believe I said, is this a mobile game? Because I couldn't believe the art style at first. But yeah, I did see it. Since the script didn't turn out that great. Okay, no problem, Sonic. I am playing Pokemon Sword trying to get a shiny. With shiny, Zachary. But yeah, I personally am very, very excited for the Arceus game. It looks really, really cool. Again, I definitely understand people's worries, and having, had time to reflect on it and look through the trailer a few times. Seeing, like the Chingling's frame rate, for example, it does worry me a bit, but I will say, I don't think it's gonna be a full-length game. I think people still assume that it's gonna... and I don't think they're gonna charge full price for it either. Maybe I'm wrong, because it's Game Freak. Maybe they just will. I think it's gonna be like a 2 or 3 hour game. Like a little side story thing. And that's why I'm not as worried, because a year to make like a 3 hour game, to me, isn't... But we'll see, of course. I could be completely wrong in that. I don't know, right? Can you stream it when it comes out, the new Pokemon game? Of course! Have you heard the Mega rumors, by the way? I have. It looks like Megas might show up in the Sinnoh remake games, which would actually kind of make sense, because they did show up in the Let's Go games, and it seems to me, at least, that the battle mode seems very much to be inspired by Let's Go specifically. So, those games had megas, so I kind of assume that these ones might as well. I've never played Gen 4, so I can't wait. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be like the most faithful interpretation of a Pokemon game we've gotten. Did you see what it was going to take to get Shiny Mew for Pogo? That was insane, man. I think that was for people who have max leveled in the game already and had money to spend. No, I have no idea. I had no idea how, like, they made it impossible to get Shiny Mew. Is that true? I genuinely don't know. I didn't end up doing it because we didn't have a vehicle that day. I'm totally with you, bud. I don't think the Arceus game is going to be a full game. I think it's going to be story-oriented and shorter, you know? That's what I feel. We'll see, of course. I mean, who knows? But to me, and the reason I say this is because I still think we're going to get Gen 9 next year in the fall. So I think it'd be weird to put out 2 full games. But again, I could be completely wrong and off base. Or it could literally be a 3-hour game that Game Freak's like, we're going to charge $90 for. The characters are lacking outlines. A lot of people have said that, actually. I do think it looks slightly better, but at the same time, I'm going to wait and hold sort of, you know, verdict and judgment until I actually play the games. Hello! How's it going, Barles? Yes, I did see that, Jack. Yeah, we were just kind of talking about that. Crazy, right? I've done 30 den adventures with no shinies, but you do have a shiny Necrozma. Hello, it's more me, Borkita, just made a new YouTube. Oh, hello. That's right, Chip Pot. I remember you were saying you changed your name because you got it on Twitter, right? I actually did see that. Hello, Barkita. I've done 30 den adventures with no shiny. Sorry, I already read that. Not to mention how much money the shiny Mew ticket was. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about that, actually. Is that like a big thing? Today's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, Felipe Sombra. Happy birthday, man. That's awesome. That was the problem with later Mario and Luigi's games. Our style, no blackout lines made the characters pop out less. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the style, right? And I do actually agree that the current art style they're going for would probably, excuse me, heavily benefit from lines. I agree with that. I completely understand why people feel that way. Also, can I just say, I completely forgot how many Celebi encounters I had done. I mean, it's nothing compared to you, Josh, but like, I honestly, for some reason in my head, I thought we only did like 400, 500, but I checked and we were at 920 when I stopped the stream before we, you know, did the holiday stream. So yeah, we're gonna hit 1,000 today, which is pretty cool. Do you plan on manipulating the nature when you transfer the Celebi? Probably not, honestly. Only again because like it's not like I can even really use the thing competitively. So I don't really care, personally speaking. I know some people really do, and like, you know, all the power to you, but personally, I don't really care. Good question, though. Nice, Sonic. I could see you. You'd be a great firefighter, I think. Are you using Virtual Console? Yes. Yes, on the 3DS. Yep. Good luck on Celebi. Thank you. Shiny Mew came with the Kanto Tour. It's difficult, but not impossible. They're being exaggerative. I don't know. It sounds like a few people are pretty mad about it. Oh, right, Josh, because it is determined. That's right. Cool. But yeah, again, I'm never going to use this thing competitively. There's like, one, most places where you could use it competitively, it's banned. And two, you know, there's there's just no need. Hey, nice, Rai. Congrats. Barley's probably very jealous of that. I have anxiety, though. Basically, you just have to work for the Mew. I see. You do have anxiety, Sonic, but I still think being a firefighter, you know, would fit your MO. I don't know. I just think you'd be really good at it. I still haven't finished sending 151 gifts, and the other 2 tasks for Chapter 1 are complete the Kanto Dex and make 151 great throws. I mean, to be fair, that actually does sound doable. It just could take a while, but it does sound very doable, to me at least. But I'll probably work at a supermarket first and then apply to the anime store in my town. Nice. Well, hey, supermarket jobs are awesome. My first job ever was at a Walmart. I was 17, yeah, started working at a Walmart in high school. And I ended up being there basically all the way through college. And then once I graduated college, I found, you know, greener pastures, I suppose. But I spent 4 years there. I'm waiting to get a shiny, and you'll get one. You'll get one, Zachary. Don't worry. They're bountiful. I still don't think it's fair you'd have to pay for an event in the first place. I get items and stuff, but not events. That's my stuff for people who love the game, but don't have the money for it. Also, like the hard gold. Yeah, again, I can't really speak on it. Barley's saying one thing. Josh, you and a few others are saying another thing. I really don't know what, like, all the parameters are. I'm only going off of, like, you know, speculation here. So I don't really have an opinion one way or another. I do agree. I think, like, if you pay for it, I'm kind of surprised they didn't make it a little easier. By the same metric, though, it is their game, and they can do whatever they want with it, right? And that's the thing. It's kind of like what Roy was saying, actually, on his stream on Friday, which is like, at the end of the day, you got to speak with your wallet. If you're really incensed by this, stop playing the game, you know? And I know that sounds like, you know, kind of like being like a Sith, like only speaking in absolutes, but I kind of do feel that way. Like, if, like, I just know personally in my life, like, anytime I've been, like, burned, and usually it's not really, like, involved with gaming, but just in general, like, there have been certain companies that have, like, you know, done something really, like, okay, for example, right? When I was at work, I would eat out at lunch a bunch in downtown Toronto, and there's this one place, and I won't say their name, but basically, I was on a diet at the time, and I ordered just meatballs, right? So I go to the place, it's like 5 minutes from my work, and I grab my meatballs, and it turned out that they put it like in a big, like, I got like the wrong order. It was like part of a sub. It was like, there was like fries on the side, which I never ordered fries. It was really weird. So I returned it. So I took it back, I returned it, and then the guy, like, he was like, oh, so he like took the fries away, but didn't like want to give me a refund, because I guess I paid for the fries. I didn't even realize it. But then he didn't, and he's like, so then I was like, well, that's weird. And then I went back to my office again. Yeah, it turned out he just, like, reheated the meatballs and put them back on the sub. And I was like, no, I told you, like, I didn't want a bun. Which, again, I know sounds weird. Like, I know that even might sound like a little bit, like, you know, me being a little bit of a diva. But, like, I had a conversation with this guy for, like, 5 minutes explaining what, like, how he got the order wrong. But I was good. I was like, I don't need a refund. I don't, like, just please, like, just give me the meatballs. No bun. And I just want to eat my lunch. Like, I got to go back to work. So I go back to work, and the bun is still there, and all the stuff is still there. So I go back again, and I explain the situation for the second time, I guess. Third time I've been there, though, to the guy, and he's like, oh, you just want the meatballs? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like, I can't eat bread right now. And he's like, okay. So he just, like, takes them. I watch him do it. He takes the meatballs off of the sub, and he just puts them in a container, and then he just, like, gives it back to me. Because I guess he was, like, fed up with me, and I was like, okay, like, that's fine. Didn't ask for my money back, didn't, like, because on the app you could have, like, tried to get a refund and stuff. Didn't do anything like that. I just stopped going. I never went back to that place. Sometimes people in my office would, like, be like, hey, you want to come and, like, grab, you know, get a sandwich from this place? And I'd be like, nope, I don't. I'll go somewhere else today. You know, you gotta speak with your wallet sometimes. They make it a 2-day event or make it like a Celebi. That wasn't easy. Takes like a few weeks to do it. Don't make it based. I think I got my money's worth with or without Shiny Mew. Was this place Subway? It was not Subway. I know it kind of sounds like it, but it wasn't. It was like more of a mom and pop shop, which, like, again, I wanted to support like you know, local people, but like I just like, and I'll tell you why. At the end of the day, the reason why I was as fed up as I was only about the time, because I was like on a deadline. It was a Friday. You know, and I was just trying to have like a quick meal and trying to like support a local business, and I liked that place up until that point. But like the fact is, I ended up wasting like an hour of my time that day and got severely behind on work, all because like the guy just wasn't really listening. And again, that's totally fine. He didn't listen to me, that's fine. But then I voted with my wallet afterwards. I was like, all right, you got my money this time. You got my like $10 or whatever for basically 3 meatballs. It ended up being, I paid $10 for 3 meatballs, and I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. But going forward, I'm never going to eat here again. So, you know, and whether they care or not, maybe they don't care. But like, that's all I'm saying. It's like, makes sense to make the Shiny Mew super hard. I like how hard it is to get, seeing as this is one of the few times you can hunt it. It costs a bit too much though, maybe only $10. I don't get, so maybe it was worth it. Yeah, even though $10 for an event is pricey, it was a fun challenge. Catch all 150 in a day. Oh, that does sound awesome. Again, though, I will even say, I will take it one step further, Josh, because you're in Florida, I believe, right? So, here's the thing. For me up here in Canada, like, Pokemon Go automatically is not that fun, I think, at least, to play in, like, cold and weather. But it also happened to be, like, a pretty, like, snowy day when it happened. So, like, not only did I not have a vehicle that day to be able to participate, but also, even if I did, there's pretty much no chance I could have, like, really gone as hard as I wanted to. So I've always felt personally that, like, Niantic very much caters to, you know, their own, like, backyard, which is, I believe, San Diego, and other, like, you know, places that are hot all year round, which, like, a lot of places don't have that. And for every person like Nick Meister, for example, who don't mind going out in the, you know, the crazy cold and doing it, like, I personally don't like that. Like, I don't like having to drive around in the cold, and you know, it's not the same to me. And I know I'm not the only one, because, like, I know that, like, the Pokemon Go groups around here kind of shut down in the winter, because, like, just too many people don't care, because they're like, why do I want to go out in, like, negative, like, 20 degrees Celsius in a snowstorm to try to get, like, a shiny Moltres, you know? So yeah, I mean, there's always that. My point is just saying is, like, in terms of, like, the, you know, why put it on a Saturday, because it's not fair to people who work, is that there's always going to be, like, you can't please everybody. There's always going to be some people who are kind of left out, sometimes figuratively, but sometimes literally in the cold, while others get, you know, a very fun, very, like, hot experience, you know. But Pogo's made for quarantine right now. There's a reason they gave so many incense. Yeah, that's true too. I'm just saying, Barles. I'm just saying. The thing I like about Pokemon Go is being able to, like, go to the lakeshore, being able to meet up with people, do raids together, and, like, that just, like, doesn't really happen in the winter, at least here. It's just not the same game to me, and that's fine. And if you still enjoy it, that's fine. Again, Celebi's event for a shiny, which is hard to get, was gettable for, excuse me, a casual player. Make it fair for everyone who loves the game is all I'm saying. But can't you still unlock it technically, or is it, like, over? No, but Barley, to me, like, the game fundamentally isn't the same. To me, it wouldn't be worth, like, I liked GoFest because, again, I got to go to the lakeshore. I wore my mask, of course, you know, like, I was completely doing it in a safe way. But me and Nad got to spend, like, basically a 6-hour day. We brought our chargers, like, our external, like, chargers, and we got to go on, like, a 6-hour day across, like, a very nice lakeshore area, just catching whatever we could catch and meeting up with people, you know, sharing stories, sharing collections. It was really cool. It was really, really fun. I don't, like, to me, being able to, like, lie on my bed and like, just catch a bunch of shinies, like, it doesn't do the same thing for me as it clearly did for you. And I think that's awesome that, you know, you were able to get something out of it. But to me, like, it just doesn't hold the same kind of, like, weight, I guess. This seems like more of an issue of patience. Yeah, so that, to me, is, like, the default thing. Because as long as they didn't completely shut it off, then it sounds like, Josh, at least from what Barley's telling me, that you can still get the Mew. You just couldn't get it within that weekend. But it sounds like you can still get it. It just might take maybe a few months, but eventually you will still unlock it. Are you playing on the Virtual Console? Yes! They did, Lexo, yeah. In Crystal, specifically, which is unfortunate, because I actually bought Gold, and then, like, a year later they released Crystal, but Crystal had the special thing. Wait, so, but my point is, my question isn't really, like, what were you doing on Saturday? It's more, so did you still partake in the event, Josh, or did you just decide not to because you had to work that day? As long as you pay the $10 for the Kanto event, you can work the Mew over time. You had to pay and play for Kanto event, which I couldn't join for the one day it was open for. So you didn't buy into it, is what I garner. And I get it. Look, I'm sympathetic to the fact that you had to work that day. It sucks. Like, I've had to work many Saturdays and Sundays in my life. It's not fun when the rest of the world gets to have, you know, a beautiful day, having a good time. Your friends are, like, going to and doing stuff and you can't because you're working. I get that. But to what Barley said earlier is, like, I think makes a really good point, though, is, like, they have people who are paid probably a pretty good wage to, like, figure out the data worldwide, globally, of how can we maximize our player base. So they have somebody who's, like, saying, like, this is the time, this is the place, this is the day for people to do it. And I know what you're saying. It should have been a whole weekend-long thing. It should have been 2 days. I actually agree with that. I think it should have been a 2-day event. I think that would have been really cool because they've done a lot of 2-day event stuff. It should have been Saturday and Sunday. I don't know why they just did it on the 1 day, which I do agree completely that sucks. At the same time, though, for whatever reason, somebody in Niantic was paid to decide, hey, let's do it 1 day. We can maximize profits on this 1 day at this one time, and that's how it's gonna go. And like, again, I do feel sympathy for you, but at the same time, like, they just clearly use data to extrapolate, like, when most people would have been available. And it sucks that, you know, like, for example, like, I wanted to participate in it, but, like, I just happened by sheer chance that our van broke down literally on the Friday the night before. I was in the shop all Saturday. So, you know, life does get in the way, and I do get that, because it happened to me. I'm not going to be able to get a shiny Mew out of it either. But at the same time, I don't resent Niantic for that, because, you know, they have people hired to figure out, like, what is the best time frame and all that, and they clearly, it was a monetary move. Every company is motivated by greed and by money, and I know that sucks, but that is literally the reality of literally every company in the entire world. At least every, like, big company, you know what I mean? And so they did it for a reason, and I don't know what that reason is. I don't know why they couldn't make it 2 days, and it does suck, but, you know, at the end of the day, that was the time that they delivered it, you know? And who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll be able to, like, revisit it later on. I would love if maybe they can make, you know, Shiny Mew available in the summer, because then I can actually take more advantage of it being in a colder climate. I am still living in Canada, yeah. Anyway, again, I'm still not as educated as I should be anyway, so, like, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because, again, I didn't participate in the event. I didn't really do research on the event. I don't really know how it's all working. And by the way, I'm also not, like, defending. Like, I think it's BS that, you know, corporations prioritize greed and the mighty dollar before their player experience. But Niantic has shown time and time again, literally since the beginning of the game, that it does, like, it comes down to, like, how can we monetize the many if it means excluding the few, you know what I mean? They've shown that very, like, I mean, even the fact that, like, Pokemon Go Fest, right up until this year, they could have made it global for maybe not the first year, but every year since, and they only did it this year because of a pandemic. And, like, there's so many people who can't afford to go to Chicago. Like, I remember, and, like, they did it here in Canada one year. They did, like, a special event, but it was in Montreal on, like, a Friday. And it was, like, I couldn't take off work to go and, like, travel 4 hours away and, like, put myself up in a hotel and stuff just to get some shiny Pokemon. And, like, that sucks. Like, they should make those events once in a while. Some should, I get, like, having scarcity, but, like, at least Go Fest, I think, should always be a global thing. Maybe give, like, a special little thing to those who go to Chicago. But anyway, so I've always felt like that was kind of, like, ridiculous. And it's clear they made more money doing it globally than they ever did doing it in Chicago. And there were less issues because, like, there wasn't, like, this concentrated dose of all these players, right? I don't know. But yeah, still though, if they do come out with you know, Go Fest again in the summer, I'll definitely be participating in that because I had a really fun time with that last year. Hey, nice chip pot. Mo money, mo money, mo money. The great Uncle Phil, rest in peace. No, I know they do fresh garbage, but it's just like, to me, it's like, it's ridiculous that, like, basically, okay, for example, right? I obviously have a special connection to the Pokemon Heracross. I think people know that. Hey, what's up, Mizu? How's it going? I like Heracross. The fact that I've realistically, aside from me literally planning a trip to, like, Florida, basically, or, you know, wherever it is, in like, the south part of the equator or whatever, aside from me, like, spending a lot of real-world money to do that, I've never had a viable chance to be able to get Heracross and complete my national Pokedex. Or my Johto Dex, I should say, not national Dex, but, and that sucks, and because, like, it's been out, like, Gen 2 has been out for, what, like, 3 years now? I get not being able to do it, like, within the first year, but it's kind of weird to me that it's, like, you know, they're still holding off on certain Pokemon. But yeah, and at the end of the day, like I said, though, is it enough for me, personally, right? Like, that Heracross thing I just complained about, or the Go Fest thing only being in Chicago, is it enough for me to be like, you know what? I'm never going to spend money on that game again. I'm never going to play that game again. I'm never going to... No. But if I was as livid as it seems that, you know, Josh, for example, you are at this particular event, I would genuinely probably say, like, you know what? I'm going to delete it off my phone and it's done. And it sucks because, you know, you love Pokemon, but, like, if they, like, if you feel slighted by what they did, and you genuinely feel like they didn't give you the opportunity to get something that the rest of the world could get, then I would say, you know what? Well, then screw it. Like, I'm gonna stop playing. And that's the only way that they're gonna listen. Oh, nice, Sonic. Nice. Oh, thanks, AJ. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not like, I'm sure I'm still missing parts and pieces here of the story, but thoughts on the Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl games? Yeah, like, I'll get them for sure. I hope that they're not one-to-one. I hope that they make fixes, because if they're literally one-to-one to Diamond and Pearl, that's a little scary, because, like, those games, like I was saying to Barley, those aren't really good games. Like, Platinum is, in my opinion, one of the best Pokemon games ever made, but Diamond and Pearl are very slow, very, like, meddling kind of games where you're, like, I don't know. I don't like them as much as Platinum, obviously. So I hope that they're, like, based around Platinum and Platinum's engine and speed and stuff like that, as opposed to, you know, and I hope they do some stuff. Like, I hope we get Distortion World in both of them. I hope we get, you know, a difficult battle with Cynthia. I hope we get Megas, which it seems like we might. So, you know, that'd be cool. Oh, really, Bar? Okay, that's cool then. That's really good. Then I am excited for them then. Then I am very excited for them. I would rank my excitement of the two announced games, like, a BDSP, I think, is like, it's like a 7 for me. It's like, Gen 4 has never been like, I mean, I really like the remake games of Gen 4, and I really like Platinum, but Gen 4, I mean, as a whole, like, I've never been, like, crazy about it. The region alone, I've just, like, never, but I like it. I'm excited, and I'm hoping for the best. So I'm gonna give it, like, in hype, I'm gonna give it, like, a 7 out of 10. The Arceus game is, like, yeah, it's, like, 9 out of 10 for me. I have a little bit of trepidation around the actual gameplay and certain things, as I think a lot of people do right now. But still, the fact that we're getting lore games in Pokemon, something that I've been literally wanting since, like, I first booted up Johto when I was, like, 7 years old, is something that, like, I've wanted for, like, 2 decades now. And I'm really excited. Hey, nice, eh? Nice. Congrats. I think that's totally fair, Waluigi. I think we're around the same. I'm really worried if they're going to lower the difficulty of Cynthia. It doesn't seem like they are. It seems like the reason they're making BDSP the way they are is to appeal to the more diehard fans. That's the thing. Legends has so much potential. And yo, what is up, kids? Hello, my friends. How are you doing today? I'm tired as heck, so I will be leaving soon, but I wanted to drop in for a bit. Yo, thank you so much. Love the Snom, of course. Thank you so much, Kiz. Welcome to the stream, although I know it might be short-lived, but still. And thank you for the dono, Kizuna Hype. Thank you for going Beyond Plus Ultra. Appreciate you. It is, I will say, though, it is a little crazy that, like, in the main series, like, the core series of games now, we have, like, almost, like, side games within, like, so it's, like, we have, like, our spin-off game, or sorry, we have our main games, like, new generations, right? Then we have DLC to those generations. Then we have Let's Go as kind of, like, its own series. Then we have Go as sort of, like, its own thing that is a main series games that connects to home, but kind of exists in its, like, own mobile prison. And then we have, but also connects to, like, Let's Go, which Let's Go is its own series. And then now we're gonna have Legends as well, which, like, it just, to me, it's, like, insane. Like, and those are all core games, like, in my opinion, at least. A lot of stuff going on for sure. Hey, what's up, Jose? Hearing Arceus' theme in the trailer gave me chills. Man, that scene was amazing. Hey, nice. Oh, I'm sorry things hurt. I hope your toe's okay, too, doing all that. But, yeah, Lexo, I mean, that, I'm not as worried about frame rate. I genuinely, to me, it's like, I want the game to play good, and I want, if they're doing a lore game, the story is going to be a little bit more important to me. I want some revelations. I want some, you know, cool moments, and I think they'll give it to us. And yo, thank you, Video Master, for the dono as well. Video Master hype. Appreciate it, man. Sending Shiny Luck and Pokemon 25 hype. Thank you. And yeah, happy anniversary to Pokemon as well. I didn't stream yesterday on the actual day, just every single day around it. But yeah, you know, it's a series that means a lot. I don't know if you guys actually tuned in and watched that like Post Malone thing yesterday. It was kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I watched it with my parents yesterday, which sounds weird, but I was at my parents' house and it came on, and my brother was like, "Hey, let's watch it. Why not?" And it was kind of just like, I was kind of like, oh man, like I was expecting a real live concert, like what he did for like the Nirvana tribute. And the fact that we didn't get that is kind of insane. But yes, Video Master hype. Thank you again, Video Master. I appreciate it. And yeah, so I don't know, maybe you guys enjoyed it more than I did, but I was like, it also baffles me that like somebody in this world got paid to animate Post Malone's eye tattoos. Like, that's kind of amazing. Do you think we'll have different balls in Legends? I mean, it's shown that we have, like, in the trailer, we see like the steampunk looking balls, kind of like ripped out straight out of the 4th movie with Celebi. Sort of those like ancient style, like twist turn balls. So that's pretty cool. Not to be a normal negative Nelly, but why does lore matter in a series that's so largely disconnected within its installments? I guess you know what it is, Barley? It's more about potential. It's more about Pokemon has always like sat in this realm of like they hint at things, they like subtly like reveal things here and there, but everything, it always kind of exists in the background. And I mean, think about it. Like literally they made the God of Pokemon and then made the event for that God of Pokemon in those original games unattainable unless you had a hacking device. Right? Think about how ridiculous that is. Josh meant like Ultra Balls or Great Balls. Well, we'll see. I think maybe it'll only be Pokeballs, just to keep things really like. But they might work differently. Like I don't know, right? But yeah. So I think it's about potential. It's about them seemingly waking up to the fact that like there is so much stuff that they can like take potential in terms of their story and in terms of the background and in terms of like really fleshing out and detailing the ancient. I mean, how long have people wanted like to hear more about like the ancient times of like the war, right? Like the Cantonian War that Lieutenant Surge was part of. It's something that's existed and been desired by the fans for, again, as long as I can remember. And you know, they only touch upon it usually within like the manga or the anime, and leave the games way more open to interpretation. But I'm glad that they're taking a side approach and actually gonna flesh it out and give us like concrete in-universe answers. You know what I mean? And that's cool. Yo, that's fresh garbage. I can't even imagine what Spiritomb would look like. I feel bad for all the virtual people in that stadium, only for the singer they paid to see just fly away in the middle of the ocean, right? But yes. But again, Lexo, I feel like they were very lore heavy, but also like at the same time, only kind of hinted at stuff. Like they, you know, obviously Giratina got a lot, and obviously like Palkia and Dialga got a lot. I think it is the old Pokeballs, Mizu, because, like, in the trailer, they show the old Pokeballs. I don't think we're going to get Moon Balls or Master Balls. I mean, again, I have no, like, inside information when it comes to this, but I think it's going to stay very, like, humble. I think the technology is going to be purposefully archaic. Think more like, it's going to be, like, I think, maybe similar to the Safari Zone. Maybe using rocks and bait and just like, you know, instead of Safari Balls, it's just Pokeballs. But like ancient kind of Pokeballs. Hey, what's up, Nick Meister? How's it going, man? How you doing today? I mean, maybe they'll tie in the apricot stuff. Like, I don't know. Pew. It's halfway between Celebi movie balls and modern balls. Yeah. It looks like it's still an apricot. Well, that'd be cool. If they could tie that in, that'd be even better. But we'll see. That'd be very cool as well, AJ. Yes. Doing good. I hit level 50 in Pogo today. I will say, though, I think, like, for anybody who's like, hi, Danilo. Thank you for the re-up. I appreciate that. Can we get some Danilo hype? I don't even know if they're, I actually don't know if they're still here, but thank you, Danilo. Appreciate it. Thank you for the re-up, my friend. Yo, what's up, Jasunian? But yes, unfortunately, Nick, I don't think that was like a new member. I do believe it was a like re-up. Hey, what's up, Quirky Kid? How's it going? There's also Pokemon that just don't exist yet, like Mewtwo. Right. Or Genesect, right? Like any man-made more atrocities, which is really cool. And Sinnoh is literally like the perfect region to do that in, right? Most of the Pokemon actually stay away from sort of a more scientific sort of like, you know, influence, I guess. Not all of them, but like most of them, I would say, right? Although Magnezone is kind of weird, I guess. But most of them have a more natural feel, or like a mythical, like obviously like Bronzong, right? That's not exact, but it's like, it's not really science-y, but it's also maybe not natural. Feels like kind of like an ancient like artifact come to life, like possessed almost, you know? Steampunk Magnezone. Oh, that'd be amazing, yeah. Oh, Porygon. Right. We are getting Among Us. Next Sunday, there's going to be a members-only Among Us stream. Anyone can watch, but only members can participate. Oh, for sure they're gonna, AJ. Yes. Yes. They're absolutely gonna do it. I saw that, Fresh Garbage. Yes. Well, I still think we'd be able to put any Pokemon in the game. There's a reason Summary say traveled across time and space to get here. We'll see. Did you catch that Mewtwo? I caught it, but it wasn't shiny or anything. But it was actually 2-star as well. You should get an OG Game Boy to play the original game. Well, there would be no need to have an original Game Boy because the only way I could even play an original Game Boy game would be through, I guess, either the Super Nintendo, like Super Game Boy add-on, or the Pokemon transfer pack from Pokemon Stadium to actually like play it on stream. Otherwise, Virtual Console is the best way to go. No, for sure, P-Head, for sure. Yes, I'm excited. I still think we're getting Gen 9 next year as well. I think they're not going to reveal that until probably next Pokemon Day, which is kind of insane to think about, but yeah. At least you Pokedex it. Oh, I've had Mewtwo before in that game, if that's what you mean. I've had my Kanto Dex filled for 2 years now, I think. It's my only Dex that's actually been filled, but yeah. I do like that every Pokemon game on the Switch so far, spin-off or not, has its own art style that makes it unique and stand out. It's definitely a very cool touch. That being said, it is weird that they keep like pivoting so much all the time. It feels like it's just additional work on a notoriously overworked game developer in general. Oh, okay. I thought you didn't have it. No. I have. Yeah, I've had every Kanto Pokemon for 2 years now. Yeah, me too, Barley. That'll be, I think, all through Home, right? I think Home is just their new, they're just like, you can put anything in Home, and then if the right game, like, is allowing it, you can put it into that game. So I would assume, and I don't know this for sure, but I would assume they'd be like, all right, you can put, Chimchar into these, like, Arceus Legends. But maybe not. Who knows? But I think you'll be able to. Getting closer to 1,000. I forgot that these do take a while. His name is Roy Boy 1. 40, he's gone. Goes to the pond and he sails. I need something more with Home, something a la Pokemon Pelago or Pokemon Ranch. I think they will update it over time, but yeah, I think we won't see a major facelift until Gen 9. Especially given that we now know that literally the people who make it are probably currently very busy at work trying to make a legitimate Pokemon game. Let it wash over you, AJ. Yeah, we'll see, Nick. I don't know. I hope so too, obviously. Game Freak usually, though, like, isn't really great about that stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, to me, it's still kind of glitchy, even Fresh Garbage. Like, I still have... they did, like, a thing where it was, like, you can claim... I don't know, I think it was, like, Pokeballs or something in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I claimed them, but I still have the update saying I need to claim them in Pokemon Home. And nothing I do, like, makes it go away. So it's still, like, a very glitchy kind of, like, experience, to me at least. Well, Barles, I think you should write Ishihara and ask him about that. His name is Royboy14. He opens the door, sees his mom standing there. The only Pokemon I'm missing in the home Pokedex is Hoopa, and it's super annoying. Yeah, because, like, how would you even go about getting that, right? I was, like, lucky enough that I managed to get one during, like, the, you know, the event around Pokemon, like, Pokemon's 20th anniversary, I think. Or maybe it was even, like, when it was revealed. But, yeah. But you make a good point. Like, how would you even get one? It was fun seeing all your Pokemon interacting, even if they were just sprites. Well, you can get them to interact in like, Sword and Shield, right? In the camp stuff. You can get... I mean, I know it's just 6, but still. Same with the Zeraora for me. Oh, Zeraora, that's too bad, because that one actually did have an event pretty recently. Hey, what's up, Tuck Tuck? How's it going, man? Things are good, man. New Pokemon news. You know, just hopefully looking for this shiny Celebi. Hopefully shows up earlier than later, but, you know. Oh, damn, Bagel God, damn. Fair enough, Lexo, fair enough. Winnie Woo. Winnie Wonka. His name is Winston the pup. He drinks out of cups. He loves eating. And life's rough. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Tuck. I'm pretty excited for both of them as well. I mean, it's gonna be a little while till we get, you know, either one of them, but you know, they'll be here before you know it, and hopefully they're fun. What do you mean by that specifically, Barles McBarles? Sorry, I'm just looking at something. Is that a doggo behind you? It is. It's Winston the Cloud Pup. His name is Winston Nimbus. He's a little baby Samoyed who's using a treat device right now, a little puzzle device that has treats in it. That will keep him entertained for approximately 36 seconds, and then he'll figure out how to get every single treat. And, yeah. But yes, I have a beautiful little puppy who was a bad boy today. But he's been good since. Winnie? Win? What are you doing, Win? Oh, yeah, I agree with that, Barley. They definitely, the organization could be so much better, especially on the Switch version of it. Mobile, it's not quite too bad, I think. It's a lot more intuitive. But yeah, 10 out of 10 quality content. Well, thank you. No, you can put him on the bed. It's just, you know, if he starts... Yeah. I win. Sorry, I'm just watching my dog. He had a really fun time yesterday, though. We went to my parents' house, and my brother has a dog, and they just love each other. Like, they just got to play, like, for 5 hours straight, and it was good. It was good. It tuckered him out. He slept like a little angel last night. So yeah, I love it though, because he's so white and fluffy that like the light literally just like completely reflects off of his coat. You have to have a drive to be the best. Well, sometimes you do. Although that sounds kind of like a Nike sports commercial. You have to have a drive to be the best. But he's being pretty quiet, which is good. What? Oh. Barley, I got it. I got it. Yeah, I'm playing through Sun and Moon still right now. I'm at the end of Ula Ula. I still haven't made it to Pony Island yet. But yeah, it's been an interesting time. I got lots to say, I think, about Sun and Moon. Good and bad. I'm saying it louder for the people in the back. Like Roy Boy? Lurk Boy 140? I wonder what time he'll get up today. I have no idea if it's just me, but I really do not like the top-down animation for the TDP remakes. But I do, however, think the battle animations are great. I think, yeah, I can understand that. I think a lot of people have it take issue with them. I'm still gonna withhold judgment. I really want to see how they end up shipping personally. And to me, again, I think the way that a game looks. I mean, you gotta remember, back in the day, people got really mad at Wind Waker, but it turned out that it didn't really matter because the game plays really amazingly. And if these games play really nice, then and it's smooth and frame rate's great, then you know. I think it'll be a really fun experience. That being said, if internally the game is also a buggy mess, then, I mean, who knows, right? We're still, what? How many months are we out from probably those games? So they're probably coming out, what? November, I would say. So that's what? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So that's still 9 months out. And if they are borrowing as heavily from the originals as I think they are, then, you know, those 9 months, a lot can get done in those 9 months is what I'm saying. They don't have to, create new 3D models. They don't have to, they're just kind of, you know, essentially just, tracing, almost. In terms of, building a game. I mean, they're not, I know they're not actually, sitting there drawing and tracing, but I mean, if they have everything that exists and they're kind of just, you know, going over it with the new coat of paint, I think they can get a lot done in 9 months before the games, probably ship. Hey, what's up, Odd? Oh, yeah, the character models and masters are gorgeous. Actually, I finally had enough 5 stars to get EX Red today, which I'm very happy about. Been after him for a long time. Exactly, Talk. Exactly. Because that's the thing, right? Like Oras, they literally had to, kind of rebuild that entire game from scratch. Which, some people really liked that they did that. I personally came around to really enjoying that. But it was kind of a different game. It played very differently, where this is going to obviously retain so much of that style. Now, Do I agree with Roy and Barley and people like that who said, why didn't they just do really beautiful, gorgeous sprite work? I kind of do. I kind of wish they had it. If they were going to do this, I kind of wish that they did it in like a 2.5D sprite work kind of thing. Kind of like an Octopath Traveler style. That would have been way better, I think. Well, again, Tommy, to me, it seems like they're doing that so that they can, get more time for future games. It's more of like a business decision than it is like an actual like gameplay decision, which, you know, not always the best thing in the world to do, but I'm okay with it. Look at that pup.
You see him digging?
Yeah. The Pokemon card climate is crazy right now. Yeah, I didn't watch Logan Paul's thing last night, but I'm sure it got millions of views. I agree, Video Master. I agree, but the problem is like the Pokemon Company, they're like a runaway trade now. They're like, once you show them that like, oh, you can release a game every single year, then they're like, you have to. You have no choice. We have to do it because we can't afford to not get that money. But I'm with you. I still think we're going to get Gen 9 next year. But I would actually be ecstatic if they were like, we're going to put Gen 9 in 2022. At the end of 2022. We're going to give a whole year. You guys got Arceus this year, so don't even, like, complain. I'd love that. But I don't think it's going to happen. I wonder how far in the past Pokemon Legends Arceus takes place. I think 1983. No, I really don't know. Yeah, he loves digging up, like, the blankets, Winston. I just bought a Shiny Dracovish and the V and VMAX Zato cards. Shining Fates is impossible to find. Look, it's supply and demand, and yeah, there's not enough supply right now. Oh, really, Tuck? Yeah, hey, that's totally fair. I mean, to each their own, right? To each their own. I think right now it kind of looks like a mobile game from like 2000. Like, there's a game that Roy showed off recently called Mega Man Powered Up, and I made the comparison, and like it looks just like Mega Man Powered Up, which is a game that came out for the PSP in like 2012, 13. So yeah. Just the fact that they outsourced the remakes, I mean, it shows good things, right? I don't think we're getting Gen 9 in 2022. No, I'm saying I think we're getting Gen 9 in 2021. Or no. Yes, no. Right, 2022. Yes, I think we are. So it would be 2022. I think we are, because it's the 3-year cycle, man. It's the 3-year cycle. Since Gen 4, we've gotten a new gen every 3 years. 2007, well, I think it actually came out in Japan like late 2006, actually. But in North America, it was 2007. 2010 for Black and White. 2013, X and Y, and then 2016, 2019, right? It was Nick Meister. It's just, you know, Nintendo, trying to take on Nintendo in the mobile space, I guess, was much harder than people thought. Barry's hair looks so odd. Yeah, and maybe that's stuff that they will fix with a little polish. I don't know. I actually don't bank on that. I think we can expect more overhaul visually to the Arceus game, but I do think like the art style is probably pretty set in Gen 4 remakes. Me too, Jose. That's what I was saying. Yeah, they need fire types, they need Distortion World, they need speed, and they need challenge. Still no Pokemon Sleep. Well, maybe that's just like never gonna happen. Maybe it's like the GS ball in the anime. It's like teased and then it never comes to fruition for a million different reasons. It just like didn't work out. True. Well, the PSP did well, but not what they hoped. Not Sony really thought they could take like a chunk. Compared to the DS, it really like, you know. That'd be amazing, Tommy. I don't think they will, but it would be absolutely fantastic if we got, yeah, Black and White 3. That's like my dream. Like, that's actually like my dream. I want more sequel games to Pokemon. Oh, I double counted there. I think they will, Jasunian. I think they will. Hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Take your coat off, stay a while. Hopefully you brought the, you know, shiny Celebi luck. I think you're probably right about that, KB. If I was a betting man, I would say that. But, I mean, again, hopefully we get Black and White 3. That'd be the best situation, I think. Hey, what's up, feedback? But yeah, Black and White 3 would be, like, absolutely, like, it's like 10 years later now. Or however many years when it eventually comes out since the original Black and White 2 games. I'm doing pretty good. Some new Pokemon games. My puppy's healthy in the background there. I'm gonna be having some dope Arabic food later tonight for dinner. So yeah, I'm in a pretty good place. So, do you think they'll just put the Battle Tower from DP in the remakes, or do you think they'll bring back Platinum's Battle Frontier? See, these are the questions that I don't know the answer to, and I wish I did. I hope it's Frontier. That's all I can say. I don't know. I hope it's Frontier, though. It literally could go either way. Hey, nice feedback. Well, came to the right place. Sharon better be an Elite Four member then. He probably would be, I would imagine. Maybe even the champion. Any thoughts on the new Pokemon news? Oh, dude, yeah, I actually did a whole reaction to it on Friday. Yeah, oh man, I'm more hyped for the Arceus game, but I'm still pretty excited for Gen 4 remakes. I just hope they change them a little bit, which apparently they might be doing, given the website. So, but yeah, really hyped. I think if they did anything in terms of relation to Pokemon Platinum, they may just make an expansion pass. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we live in a DLC world. That's a very good, you're right. They could absolutely do like a Frontier expansion pass or like even Distortion World event expansion pass. Jeez. It's so much fun, Jasunian. It's so much fun. Yes. I love the Chibi art style. I'm like indifferent to it. I just hope it plays well. Like, I don't care if it's Chibi. I don't care if it's like, you know, Sword and Shield. I just want it to play good and be faithful, but also take a few risks here and there. Hey, yo, Video Master. Is that a re-up? I actually can't even tell. So many amazing people. It seems like it is a re-up. Thank you so much, Video Master Hype, for the re-up. If you're still here, thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate the continued support. You're amazing. And, yeah, thank you for being a rock star. Anything can be fixed with money. That's true. That's true. Although we know that Pokemon doesn't like to spend money when they can, you know, tighten those purse strings. Today is a re-up day. It is. It must be for sure. I've had a few people re-upping. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. If it plays well. Also, I didn't even realize we passed 1,000. We're in the 4 digits now for Celebi. Let me actually fix that counter. There we go. Move it slightly over so it actually fits within the box. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I just did it automatically. Nice. Well, thank you. I still really do appreciate that. You rock, and thank you. Pardon, Healing Nations? Oh, you know what would be sick? If they did the DP remakes like they did Oras, where the Emerald part was like a post-game thing. So, the thing is yeah, nowadays we live in a world where I guarantee if they did that, it would be, like, the Delta episode would have been DLC. Had DLC been a more accepted, universal, you know, trope within gaming back then. I'm sitting here hunting, and I was like, huh? Yeah, it does happen. I mean, it happened with Denialo earlier as well. So yeah, no harm, no foul. And again, it's super appreciated. Hey, nice, Zachary. Congrats. That's Barley's favorite Pokemon ever. Is a shiny G-Max Machamp. I think they will keep the Battle Frontier and the Distortion World would be post-game. Look, you hope, but again, who knows, right? Like, I really do think Bunny, like, raised a really good point, and I do think they would do DLC. Probably not 2 bouts of it, but probably, like, one big bout of post-game content and make people pay for it, because that's, again, just somehow that's become universally accepted. And it probably made them so much money. So, yeah. It broke out? No! Oh, no. Only time will tell. Only, like, we can speculate all day, but, like, there is a world. There's now, obviously, there's a probably even greater chance of a world where Roy Boy's rant on Friday on his stream about how bad the graphics looked and the frame rate and stuff, you know, is proven true, and it's proven, like, you know, he was right to worry, and he, you know, he's laughing at all of us. But there is another world, too, where, like, they actually fix everything, and it ends up playing beautifully, and, you know, it's like, why did he waste that much energy freaking out about it? You know what I mean? So I'm going to reserve judgment. That's, you know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm excited. I'm going to buy them anyways, because, like, let's be real, I'm a slave to that franchise. I you know, just spend money on them religiously and buy everything that they put out. Though I have gotten better. There was a time when I'd be like, I gotta buy both versions. Now I'm like, no, I really don't. I really don't. I love how you've convinced the masses that I have a Machamp obsession. You do. Oh my goodness, yes, Bunny, yes. Did Wanda create one of those worlds? It's possible. You never know. Chaos magic. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. He's a Roy, he is a Roy boy. If EA redeemed themselves with Battlefront 2, it's so can. But the thing is about EA is, like, inevitably, like, the entire internet rallied against them, and they were losing money, and that made them change their ways. Whereas with Pokemon, that has never really happened, right? Pokemon always sells. Pokemon always does well. You know, I would literally say that Sword and Shield were probably the most controversial Pokemon games ever put out, at least as recent, like of recent. No, and they sold better than literally any Pokemon game up until like since literally Gen 2. Except here's the kicker: Gen 2 and Gen 1 were on the Game Boy, so they weren't full price. They weren't like console games. Like, Sword and Shield actually costs full price. So they actually probably made more money per unit from Sword and Shield than any game except maybe Red and Blue. Red and Blue, I could see them still, like, Gen 1, I could still see them selling. But, Gen 1, I mean, you could argue that, like, Yellow and the eventual Blue version in Japan were DLC of some sorts. But, I'm just saying, like, Gen 1 didn't have 2 bouts of DLC that a lot of people, like, millions of people picked up. So, Sword and Shield might actually be the most profitable. Oh, thank you.
No, you want one.
What is it?
That one.
Which one should I take? They look different.
So this one has pistachios. That one has cashews.
Which one do you think I would like more? I'm gonna try this one.
Or just take a bite, and if you don't like it, try the next
Oh,
one.
oh.
Yeah, you're jumping on the pistachios. It's the best part. Oh my
I'm
God.
having an Arabic dessert right now.
That's not how you eat it. Oh my God, you're so messy. You ate the best part. You better finish that because you ate the best part of it. Don't give that back.
It's not all the way through?
No, it's just the top. It's like a nest egg.
Why?
I don't know.
So,
Should I have gotten more? Because the rest I want. You got one more.
which one should I take?
So do you want to try one with the cashews in it instead of, because you just had the pistachios?
Sure. Mmm. Oh, you might be right, KB. Actually, good point. You're right. I could actually see the Gen 1 and Gen 2 ports actually. Yeah, look. I actually kind of love Sword and Shield. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like some Nintendo show. Yes, you know, I have ulterior motives because it makes me it gives me the ability to make content, which gives me the ability to make money. But I can truly say I really do like Sword and Shield. I like a lot of it. It needs refinement, and the story was garbage. But I really did have a good time with it. They actually made gyms fun to me, which I have not really cared about gyms since like Gen 3 probably. Like Gen 5 did a pretty good job actually in hindsight. But I like what they did with gyms a lot. The music was amazing. Some of the Pokemon designs are fantastic. Not as good as Gen 7's, but still really, really good. And the region was really fun. I really had a good time going across Galar. Yeah, and the characters were great. I actually like Pierce and Marnie. I liked Hop. I like Leon. These are really good. I do, Mohammed. Yeah, more reviews for sure. Thank you for saying bless you too. My goal today is to get past 1100. Ultra Beast for the peak of the franchise? I disagree. But to each their own. Everyone has different experiences with Pokemon, and everybody looks for different things. Right? I know, that would have been hilarious, so. Was it confirmed fake? Fair enough, Odd. Fair enough. All right. I won't pry anymore. Is it like honey?
It's filled with honey.
It's so good. That one was really good. Thank you. I have a type and my type starts with M. Machamp. Obviously. Machamp. Magicians? Why can't they just have the eShop on the Switch? Because Nintendo? This I will not defend. I defend a lot when it comes to Pokemon. Nintendo I will not defend because they absolutely should have an eShop. They would make so much money. It's literally free money that they don't want. And all it comes down to is laziness. That's literally it. There is no excuse. It's ports. It's literally like, it's so easy. It's so easy that they've actually done it, but they've half-assed it as like Nintendo Online free games. I don't get it. I don't get it either. Why don't they have Netflix? Why don't they have a bunch of stuff, you know? It's weird when the Wii was arguably had a better, like, user interface with more to do than the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, that is something I can never defend. Nintendo is just like, sometimes they are lazy in the stupidest ways. I really do feel that way. Some things I actually, like, give them, like, a pass on for certain things. And Pokemon, I'm very sympathetic towards because I actually like I think, and maybe I don't, but I think I have a pretty good understanding of the inner workings of how that all those companies, it's like, because Pokemon isn't just like one company. It's not just Nintendo failing to, the problem is, you know how they always say like, when there's too many chefs in the kitchen, things get messed up? That is literally, Pokemon is the perfect example of that. Yes, they are the greatest franchise ever in terms of like money-making potential, but they have so many masters to have to adhere to, and so many things riding, that everything they do, at least like in the last decade it seems, has had to be done for like safety first. Like it's like they have to ensure that they're safe, that the brand is protected, and like that makes things really hard to like take risks and like be reinventive and take the franchise to the heights that everyone knows it could reach, when you have literally like 17 different bosses all being like, it needs to be this. But I would get your stream M ratings. Yeah, please no M ratings on this stream. But yeah, it's no different than like, again, it's like Nintendo. Like, I really fell in love with, like, genuinely, I've never really cared about the original Super Mario Brothers. Mario 35 made me care about it. I literally am like, I put probably 100 hours into Mario 35. I'm not even kidding. It was like, for a long time, it was like my game. I'd play like 3 or 4 matches before bed every night for like a few months. Excuse me. And the fact that they're like just taking that away, because they can, because if they make it available, if they ever decide to like sell you Super Mario Bros. Again, then, you know, they like less people will be interested because they already have it. Is like ridiculous. Ishihara strikes me, like, that's the thing, everyone always blame like Masuda for all of Pokemon's faults. I don't really blame Masuda, because Masuda, you gotta remember, everyone like blames Masuda for everything. Masuda's also the guy who gave us some of like literally the best era, in my opinion, of the franchise ever. During that like span of like Gen 3 to 5. Like, so Masuda clearly has vision, and Masuda clearly has ambition. I feel like he's been trampled by Ishihara, by whether it ended up eventually being Iwata, but probably not Iwata. It's probably more, oh my god, who's the new president? I forget his name, but that dude who we saw recently, like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, Iwata was actually, you know what, I can't really hold too much against Iwata, because like most of the problems that have happened lately, like he wasn't even around for, so, you know. I know, Jose, it's crazy, it's crazy. And like, yeah, in the 3D All-Stars pack, like, and you know what's insane? You know what's actually insane? It worked, because the 3D All-Stars pack, it literally sold like 7 million, 8 million copies, like, which is just astronomical when you consider that Sunshine alone on the GameCube literally sold 4 million copies. Like, that is almost like blasphemous. Yes, the Switch has a crazy user base, but it actually freaked people out. And I can tell you how I know this. I'm the type of person, I would have bought that pack regardless of whatever. Like, it didn't matter, right? But when I was getting my hair dyed pink back in December, I was talking to, you know, the hairdresser who's coloring my hair, and she was saying, like, oh, like, why are you coloring your hair? I told her, oh, I have, like, a YouTube channel. We reached, like, a certain goal. Think of it like a Netflix subscription thing, but it's, like, a members thing. And, you know, enough amazing people, you know, pledged, basically, a monthly fee for exclusive perks to my content. And we were, like, explaining it, and she's like, oh, so, like, what do you play? And I was like, oh, a lot of Nintendo stuff. And, like, the first thing she said to me, she's like, oh, my boyfriend just, like, picked up this Mario thing. And I was like, was it like the 3D Mario's All-Star? Like, it has like Galaxy and Sunshine, and like, she's like, yeah. We've been playing Mario Galaxy, and I love it. Like, we play together. I just help him and like get bits and stuff. But like, and it's like, this is someone who like clearly didn't really know a whole lot about Nintendo, but like her boyfriend, you know, I don't know the level to fan he was, but it's just like, it infected people who like normally doesn't infect. And that's the power of the Switch, first and foremost, before anything else. Because if they had released this collection on the Wii U, it would, like, she wouldn't have ever heard of it, probably, right? Like, but no, Sonic, don't, because my point is that stuff only works. Buying a game and keeping it sealed and like having it because it's like exclusive for collectors purposes only matters if nobody else bought that game, right? When you buy a game, the only thing that seems to kind of like defy that mentality are Pokemon games. And the only reason for that is because, one, if you notice, first and foremost, it's the games that came in the cardboard boxes that seem to hold the most value now, because cardboard is very easy to damage and ruin. So a lot of people, either if they didn't throw them out, you know, just straight up like they got mangled in a move or due to a flood, or whatever, right? So they're like, so that's first and foremost. But also Pokemon is one of those things where like it's so nostalgic. Like weirdly, the demand for those older games in box seems to outweigh the crazy amounts of supply that existed, right? But I mean, look, GameCube is a perfect example, right? Because why is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door going crazy bananas and like games like Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness? Meanwhile, Mario Sunshine is just like, it's actually still pretty affordable. And games like, well, not Twilight Princess, but like Wind Waker, pretty affordable. Metroid Prime, pretty affordable. And it's because Nintendo has made the supply of that available. I can get Wind Waker HD. I can get Mario Sunshine now on the Switch, right? That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. So supply and demand. So all like Mario All-Stars is never going to be the sort of game that's going to fetch like $500. Doesn't matter if it's sealed or not. It's never going to be that. So if you already own it, Sonic, which I know you do, I really do say like save your money, get something else, because that's the thing. People never like, it's crazy because like we have all these trends and all these patterns, right? But people never really like realize most of the time, again, Pokemon defies this because Pokemon is like a weird juggernaut of a franchise. But like most of the time, it's not the games that sold really well that people love that end up being collector's items. It's the things that are on the shelves forever that nobody buys that end up being collector's items, right? So like right now, if we look at the Switch, it's not going to be Breath of the Wild. It's not going to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that exists forever, right? Like that, and then go on to fetch a crazy, ludicrous amount of money. It's going to be games that you've never even heard of. Some weird Japanese RPG that had a physical thing that didn't sell well, that, you know what I mean? Like, I was going to say Octopath, but Octopath is a bad example of that. But yeah, it's like if you look at like the N64, right? It's not Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie that fetch ridiculous prices. They do go up in price, but like I bought Mario 64 in box recently during the like collecting boom, and it didn't really cost me that much. Honestly, like it cost me more than it would have at retail in the 90s for sure, but not much more, which is like, I was kind of surprised. And I got like a really good condition of it. So yeah. But meanwhile, it's things like Ogre Battle 64. It's things like Snowboard Kids. It's things like Clay Fighter, right? Games that like just didn't sell. Those are the games that end up becoming like Earthbound, right? On the SNES. There's a reason why that game sells for so much. Yeah, absolutely, Odd. Yeah. And like that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out too. Getting a Black and White 2 for fair price is a task and a half. Even Ghost Trick. But again, Pokemon is this weird thing. And I agree with you completely. It doesn't make sense to me. But I bet you'll see. I guarantee, when the Gen 4 remake games come out, you will see a dip in the craziness of those games, right? And for the record, games like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they will always continue to like go up. Because they're not gonna like, it doesn't even matter if they re-release them, because we already know that like, you know, just because they release Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, they're not the same games. They're not the same remakes as Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Red and Blue. They're different games for different audiences, for sure. So it's not really the same. It's not one-to-one. But if Diamond and Pearl remakes are pretty close to one-to-one top-down remakes as they're kind of advertised right now, you'll see a lot of dip, especially like in Platinum, in Pearl and Diamond, right? Like that's literally just like what's going to happen. And same will go eventually if they ever touch Black and White 2 again. But to our point earlier, I think Nintendo's just going to forget about Black and White 2, honestly. So I would say, yeah, like Black and White 2 will probably only go up in price. But again, it's insane that like, because it's the one series that defies that. Because I actually remember, I bought Black and White 2 the day that it came out. I bought, I believe, Black 2. But I wanted to get White 2 because I had White and I was like, I need to get the sequel. White 2 had sold out. It was the way, like, I guess for whatever reason, it was the more popular version. I went to a Best Buy. This is before Amazon was like, you know, old hat. But it was like 2011, 2012, I think. 2012, probably. And I went to a Best Buy on the day of. And I was still kind of embarrassed at that point to buy a Pokemon game. Like, I remember going to the cashier and she was like my age, basically, and like a girl. And I remember just kind of being like, oh, man. Like, nowadays, I could care less. I bought so many Pokemon stuff from people, you know, my age, younger, whatever, and I don't care. I got in a fight with a Toys R Us rep once about a Bowser Jr. amiibo. So, like, you know, like, things happen. Like, I don't really care. I like what I like, and if they judge me, that's on them. But at the time, I was still a little insecure about it, and I bought it. But I just remember, like, they sold so well, and the fact that, like, they like, you know, now they're so much money. Like, yeah, 3DS releases like extra epic yarn Persona Q2. Yeah, sure, I agree with that. And also, there's some you can't imagine will go up, right? So for a perfect example of this is like Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. Nobody gave a crap about them. They weren't selling for anything crazy, right? But all of a sudden, Awakening comes out. Fire Emblem blows up. Now, Three Houses sells like 10 million copies. I don't think it's quite that much, but it's close. And it's like everyone wants to go back and experience Ike's games, and you know they know him from Smash Bros. But you know it's before, and it's like so now those games exist, and there's no way to play them legally, and get that experience, right? Absolutely. I actually have the original Wii game. A friend of mine, Stevie T, when I was working at Walmart, when I left Walmart, this guy was so nice. He just gave me Xenoblade like on the Wii for nothing, like for free. He gave it to me. He was like, it was great working with you, man. You've been talking about you wanted to play Xenoblade, but you couldn't find a copy. Here. And he like gave it to me. Like I think nowadays, I don't think I could ever accept that. But hey, what's up, Martha? Thank you. I sold White 2 for $15, like oh no. But who could have foreseen like a pandemic that made people want to recapture their childhoods, right? But that's what I will say. The other thing I will say, and this has always kind of existed and will continue to exist. The only time that this changes, right? Popular games fetching insane prices is when they're bundled with something that makes them special, right? So for example, Breath of the Wild is never going to sell for more than like $150 ever on the Switch, at least. Maybe the Wii U one, not. But if you don't think that collector's edition of Breath of the Wild is gonna end up selling for like probably $2,000 one day, like I'm talking like 20 years from now, then like that's a whole nother thing, right? Like that's collector's items always. So like Ocarina of Time, you can find in box, especially Player's Choice, for like a pretty good price. But if you want the gold cartridge in the gold box and you want it in a decent condition, you're probably going to be paying like $500, $600. Like it costs a lot more. But yeah. So, I mean, if they do collector's stuff. So speaking of Pokemon, for example, right? I don't necessarily think that like Sword and Shield one day are going to sell for a ton. But if you don't think that part of my reasoning, well, I actually can't grab it right now. But part of my reasoning for picking up the version of Sword and Shield with the DLC in it, that's something, Sonic, that if you want to like spend your money on something that will be a collector's item one day, that's going to be a collector's item one day. Because 20 years from now, like there's going to be a bunch of kids who probably aren't going to be able to experience the DLC because like the Nintendo Switch like online servers will be shut off because it's Game Freak. And that'll be the only way to get the DLC, right? Or like Fire Emblem Fates with like the special edition that has all of them on the same cartridge. Like those are the types of things that like they will fetch a little bit more money. The collector's edition of Sword and Shield that has both games with like the seal case, that one day might sell for a bit more. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of things that like will one day, 10, 15, 20 years from now, fetch a certain amount of money, you know? I usually see Ocarina of Time complete in box for 110. Right. Hey, I just started playing Pokemon Sun and I shiny hunted Tapu Koko and got it in 32. Yo, Audi, nice. Pokemon Black and White 2 are expensive now. I have it sitting on my shelf and it's news to me. Yeah, I didn't really know that either, to be honest, Audi. I knew the Gen 4 games were starting to get up in price, but I didn't realize that like Black and White 2 were. I wanted to get a legit cartridge of Platinum. I only have a fake, but then again, it works well. So I have a copy of Platinum that I got for $50, I think 3 or 4 years ago when I needed to do my review. Whenever that was, 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. I think 2017. I purchased Platinum for $50 at a flea market, which at the time I actually kind of thought was steep. I was like, now here's the only thing. The game, the Platinum version that I got, it completely works. It's not fake. It can transfer with everything, but the sticker on it was like already kind of peeled. And that's my only thing. I wish I had gotten a different copy of it because they had a few. And it was kind of peeling, but I was like, it's fine. And then it like peeled right off immediately. And because the sticker peeled off, I don't know why, but it sometimes has a hard time reading the game. And that part of it sucks. But yeah. Hey, nice T-Curbs. How's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing this fine day? And are you excited for the latest Pokemon announcements? Ultra Sun and Moon will get popular over time. I agree with that too. Because they, again, they sold way less than the original Sun and Moon. And I think most people, in hindsight, if you're going to play one or the other, I think most people prefer playing Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I did my first soft reset for a Legendary in a DS game, and I got Shining Kyurem. Hey! 64. Wow. That's actually more insane than me getting my Darkrai. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's crazier than anything I've ever gotten, maybe. Congrats, Martha. Once Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl come out, the originals be expensive. See, I disagree. I think it'll be the opposite. I think at least Pearl and Diamond will come down in price. And I think that's because people, especially if it's 1-to-1, people will be able to just get that experience, right? That being said, if there was any special edition, and like Platinum, for example, might still go up because Platinum is its own thing, right? With like, if they don't have the Battle Frontier, for example, in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, then I could see it. Hey, thank you, Roy Boy. Welcome. Thank you, little wide guy. I need to play Pokemon Legends Arceus. It looks so good. It's coming. Good, and yes, I am super excited for Arceus. Me too. I ranked my like hype for both. I think Shining Diamond or Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, I give like a 7 out of 10. Which honestly, it just both of these in both cases get the Pokemon bump because I'm a slave to Pokemon. I admit it. So it would probably, for anybody else, it should probably be like a 5 or a 6. For me, it's like a 7. Like I'm actually surprisingly excited for it. I really want a shiny hunt in it. Like, I know that sounds so weird, but I really want a shiny hunt like Spiritomb in it. So I'm a bit of a weird case in that situation, right? Arceus, though, I'm a 9 out of 10. Like, I'm a 9 out of 10. The only thing is, like, again, and Roy Boy talked about this on his stream on Friday, the frame rate, the lack of stuff, it does have me a little worried. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried, but I'm very, very excited. Because it's kind of the game I've always wanted. Whether they do it justice or not, we'll have to wait and see. But it is sort of like the game I've always wanted from Pokemon. So I'm very excited. Not Arceus. I would have rather they did like Pokemon Legends like Mewtwo or Pokemon Legends like Celebi. There's a lot of other... Or Mew, actually. Mew would be great if you actually get to go to like Brazil. Or Pokemon's version of Brazil and like a whole game based on there. And like you're doing the expedition. And it ends with you getting... the like DNA to bring back to like Mr. Fuji in the Pokemon lab. That would be like, to me, that's probably actually like the number 1. Number 2 is Celebi with the time travel shenanigans. And then number 3 is probably like Genesect. And then maybe Arceus is like 4. But that being said, or I'd also really like to see a Pokemon Legends with Kyurem, but like the original Gray Dragon. That'd be amazing. But anyway, that's, but I'm still like the concept of it, the fact that they're going to give us like older Pokemon stuff and fill out some lore. I'm really excited. I hope they add the Platinum stuff into the remakes. Well, not like Emerald and Oras. I hope so too. And I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, I hope we get Frontier over Tower. I hope we get the speed of Platinum. I hope we get better fire types. I hope we get Distortion World and Cyrus actually being a little bit more evil. I hope we get, more cameos and better Elite Four. Do you think it will include Unknown as well? Maybe it could. I don't know. Like, Pokemon has to decide. That's what I mean. We've always, like, theorized, right? Because they've always given us, like, theories. Like, okay, for example, imagine this. Everyone has always theorized, or at least anybody who's, like, super, super into Pokemon, and Johto, like myself specifically, has theorized about, like, what were the 3 Pokemon that became Entei, Raikou, Suicune, and how does it tie to Ho-Oh and Lugia flying off to the Whirl Islands? And so imagine if we got a Legends game set in ancient Johto, and it showed how all of that played out. To me, that would be like the most amazing thing ever, because that is stuff I've thought about for like years now. Do you think there will be Sinnoh form Pokemon? I actually don't, but I do think if it is Game Freak like fully going into it, I could see us getting like 1 or 2 kind of like extinct Pokemon, but I don't think. And yo, nice Brayden, yes. Very cool profile picture. I think Roy Boy really loves it. Boy, when you guys get Stan going, I know, I'm in, like, ranty mode again. But I just, like, I don't know. The series is in a really interesting place right now. I'm not going to say it's a good place. I'm not going to say it's a bad place. But it's interesting. And I would rather take interesting than predictable any day of the week. Predictable, Pokemon was predictable for way too long. I'm glad that they're trying new things. And I'm glad that, they're actually outsourcing some games. Because even if this team fails at the Gen 4, and yes, that will suck for the Gen 4, fans and whatnot. I agree with that. Yo, Primal Form Dialga would be amazing, but we'll see. We'll see if we get anything like that. Good point. There shouldn't be fairy. You're actually correct. Also, I'm just going to skip ahead to an actual song from Gen 4 instead of like just like the opening themes. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, Nintendo. Anyway, back to the original. This all started because like how awful Nintendo is. And I agree. It's really ridiculous that this is going out of print in a month. Because this is such a great compilation. I know some people hate it because they're like, they wish they did more. I wish they did more too, especially if you look at like the original All-Stars pack for the SNES and what they did. I wish they put more love into it. This box art is god-awful. I hate this box art so much. I wish they did more, but it's a great, it's honestly a great little compilation. I would buy it literally for Galaxy alone. Or that's not Galaxy. I would have bought it for Galaxy alone. I'm a slave to that game. I recognize that. That being said though, it turned out Sunshine, I actually fell in love with Sunshine. So I'm really glad. 64 kind of disappointed me a little bit, but between Sunshine and Galaxy, this was worth it to me. Absolutely. And just to have 64 is nice. So, you know, it's a little bonus to me. But yeah. And then I still have this guy. This is pretty cool. But that's what I mean. I'm a slave to Mario. It's so good that I ended up borrowing this off of Neon and never returned it. So, but I have all of Neon's games ever. But yeah. But anyway, my point in all of that is just saying Nintendo, it sucks for their practices. They need to have a virtual console. It's kind of inexcusable that they don't. The only thing I could think of why they might not have a virtual console is because they might want to use it as a kind of like stupid, but albeit probably strategic sales tactic if they ever decide to sell like the Switch Pro, like just a Switch with better hardware internally. I don't think that's coming. But if they did, I could see them kind of holding off and using it as like a, and the Switch Pro is going to have this to like try to get like those last people on the fence who are maybe like, well, I've been waiting for a virtual console to like buy a Switch Pro, which would be really stupid, but I could see them doing it because again, we've talked about how Nintendo's a bad company sometimes. Is this hunt on VC or GB Color? No, it is on Virtual Console. It is on Virtual Console. I'm not, like, I'm the type of person where, like, I love shiny hunting and I love shiny hunting in old games. But if I can't get it into my, like, more recent games, then it's kind of pointless to me, sort of, you know? Like, I want to be able to take this and put it in home one day. Oh, really? That'd be really cool, Mohammed. As long as they give us at least one, right? Like, they gave us Deoxys in Hoenn, so why can't they give us at least one? I would love to see, I mean, okay, is it weird that, like, part of me now that I have one is kind of like, I hope they don't do Darkrai, just because, like, it'll make it, well, as long as they shiny lock it, I guess. The fact that I have a legitimate shiny Darkrai from Gen 4 is really cool to me. Hey, what's up, Moon? But yeah, but I guess that's kind of me being elitist, which isn't good. But I'd love to be able to shiny hunt Shaman. I'd love to be able to shiny hunt Arceus, of course. I've never done shiny hunting. I'm looking to start on Sword and Shield. What should I hunt for? I can't decide. Any tips? Don't go for Impidimp. Don't go for like one of the Reggies. The shiny charm doesn't work for them. If you have the shiny charm. If not, I would say your best bet is doing Masuda method, breeding. Excuse me. If you can get a shiny, or not a shiny, excuse me. So get a Ditto from like a region that's not your own. So if you live in America, get a Japanese Ditto, get a Spanish Ditto. Excuse me. Get a South Korean Ditto, and breed it with whatever you want. That's what somebody just said, that Video Master. Yeah, which is amazing. So I hope we get it. I hope we get it. But yeah, those are your best odds that you can hope for in that game. I just got Shiny Trico and Emerald 2 days ago. It was insane. Literally only had to do 3. What? You got Shiny Trico in 3 resets. That's ridiculous. Think National Dex will return, giving access to Gen 5 Pokemon and after and post game? I do. Well, you gotta remember though, most Gen 5 Pokemon are in Sword and Shield. Basically, I think any Pokemon that wasn't available at this point through Sword and Shield and the DLC and Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, I think will be available in these two games. Between these two games, I think they'll make sure you can now get everything throughout the entire generation. I am Bomani, yes! How are you doing? don't want to hunt an Emerald because of the busted RNG. I feel that. I really want to get Rayquaza in that game, but I've heard that the RNG is awful. I did get Regidrago, Martha. Yes, and that's why it took me till, you know, almost 5,000 encounters, because my odds were actually 1 in 4,000 that whole time. So I went over odds, but it was, you know, they recently discovered it. I agree with that, Ganon. Yeah, shiny hunting in Gen... That is one thing in Gen 8. I really wish they did have a better method of shiny hunting. I really don't like the just run into the same Pokemon and defeat it like 500 times method. It's like, you know, to me that's not fun. It's just repetitive. Which you can say that about shiny hunting in general, but like, I don't know. I really didn't like it. I liked the suspense that something like, you know, SOS encountering gave me. I liked wormholes because that was fun to do. But like, you know, just running into Pokemon and defeating them over and over, or catching them, I guess. But just to me was like, do you have your reaction somewhere? No, I actually still don't, and I gotta post it on my second channel. I promise I will at some point, but yeah. That is true, Nick Meister. Yes, good point, good point. What did Dallas end up with? I got Emerald last year, actually. Yeah, that's one purchase I will say I feel really good about. I got Emerald for, I think, 150 Canadian dollars back in 2015, I think, or 2016 maybe. And now I feel really good about that price. It's in box. It has all the manuals and stuff. It's in really good shape. I feel really good about that purchase now. Because I didn't own a Gen 3 game until that. I still don't. That's the only Gen 3 game I own. I don't know what happened. I used to have Sapphire and Ruby and Fire Red, and I somehow lost them all, or they got stolen, or they got lost in a move or something. So yeah, I lost like all of that. Yeah, 150 Canadian. I know that sounds like a lot, but like considering what Emerald like in box goes for now, that's like nothing. It's like at least $100 more Canadian. Like, I wish I had gotten Crystal too, because now Crystal is like priced into insane. And I have Yellow and I have Emerald, but I don't have Crystal, and I want Crystal to like complete that kind of like third game set, that like trilogy in box. And it's so much money. Like and I could have picked it up. I literally could have picked it up for, I think it was less. I swear to God, it was less than Emerald at the time. I swear it was like $110 in box. And I was like, I'll come back and get it later, and then I never did. I just didn't have the money at the time, but I regret not going back. Oh my God, 70K is insane. Hey, nachos from Thick Cut Potatoes. Interestingly that you say that. I was watching Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives yesterday, and they made nachos in a very similar way. Actually, some guy named like Steve. That's all I remember. His name was Steve, and he made oh my God, what was it? What's it called when you have it's like a no, but like it was like chips. It was like the dip for the chips, and it was like no, it wasn't guac. There's a word for it. Masa or yeah. Yes, Pico de Gallo. That was it. Yeah. Complete in box is now like 300 to 450 Canadian. It depends. Yeah. I got lucky and got it for exactly $100. You really have to search, though. Amazing game. Yes, I agree. And, like, I wanted it because I do love Emerald, you know? The boxes for games before Gen 4 cost more than the actual game. That is true. That is true. But, again, it's supply and demand, right? Not so many boxes survived, you know, 15, 20 years of moves and floods and fires and kids, basically, right? But the games did, because the games are a little bit more precious. One, a lot of people just threw out their boxes, but two, you know, resilient. I will give this to Nintendo. I slandered Nintendo, but even still, and even with the Switch, their games are friggin' resilient, man. Like you can, like it's the fact that I still have like N64 games that work like perfectly, and I've like dropped them, and they have like stickers on them from when I was like a kid, and like they just look awful in the dust, and like they still work flawlessly. Like, it's crazy. Oh, nice. Nice, Lexo. Nice. It means beak of rooster? Really? I didn't know that. if you're looking for Gen 4 box, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So I own Heart Gold box, but I don't own Soul Silver. But that's fine. I own Soul Silver, just the case in the case. So I do have both versions. Regardless, it still kind of sucks a little bit that I didn't keep the box for Soul Silver. I don't even have the Pokewalker for Soul Silver anymore. The whole reason I bought Heart Gold, which again, another game I got for, I think, a legitimate steal. I got that for 160, I think, at the same game shop I got Emerald for, like, a year later. And I got the Pokewalker, I got all the items. It's a really good condition box of Heart Gold. But I bought it literally because I was like, do I want to spend $60 on a Pokewalker, or do I want to spend 160 and get like an in-box copy of Heart Gold? And again, that was a come up for sure. That was something that I bought then. I was like, do I do it? I was kind of on the fence, and I did it, and now it's like, okay, good. Like, it worked out. Do you really, Barley? Nice. Do you guys remember when your game were to break and all you had to do was blow in them? And yes, absolutely. The system, I will say, I always had the hardest trouble with getting the games to read was the original Xbox, actually. I always struggled. If, like, one little scratch got on them, it was like, oh, have to get, like, Pledge and, like, wipe it. And, like, we literally, like, we had to ask the guy at, like, Roger's Video, because we'd be like, oh, the rental games, like, won't work. And he's like, oh, you got to take, like, Pledge and, like, rub it in. It, like, fills in the cracks. And, like, it was crazy. Of all the systems I've had, that was the one that, like, those discs just, like, had the hardest time playing. Maybe my Xbox was just like a brick, but I don't know. Oh, nice, Loudstar Kirby. Nice. Interesting, Lexa. So I've told this story before on stream, and it's really funny and also a little sad at this point. So I actually was like that kid who like kept everything. I kept my Ruby and my Fire Red boxes. They were like in pristine condition. I do think I lost the menus out of them, but I had the boxes and like the little like where the cartridge goes in the box. Forever, for like literally forever, till I was like 19, 20 years old. And then, I kid you not, I used to use the boxes to keep my Pokemon cards. And I gave my Pokemon cards to my little cousin. I didn't have anything that would have been worth any money, so don't worry. But I gave all my Pokemon cards to like my little cousin. And I was like, oh, I don't need these boxes anymore if they're not gonna hold my Pokemon cards. And I threw them out after keeping them for like 10 years. And now I'm like, oh geez, I should have kept like, but yeah. Insane, right? Insane. Why is this game playing over and over again? Because we're shiny hunting. By the way, I think it's stupid that you have to pay for Pokemon Bank. I don't have a Switch, so I don't know about home. But yes, I agree. They should have made Pokemon Bank free and like calculated it into the home charges as long as the account was the same. Wait. Oh, Moon was reacting. I thought maybe I just soft reset it over shiny. I was like, because Moon's like, no. But yeah, I threw out my boxes, which is really dumb. In hindsight, yeah. I kept them forever, and then I was like, these are useless. Wouldn't it be nice if you could still buy Pokemon cards? Isn't that the saddest story? I mean, it's not the saddest story, but it's definitely like, I have regrets, you know? I do have regrets, especially now knowing what they, like, go for. It's like, man, I could have just had the boxes. Would have been cool. But yeah. Yes, exactly, T-Curbs, exactly. I had a limited edition DSi for Pokemon Black when oh, nice. It broke, but recently found the limited white one for like $200 and everything. Nice. That's really good. So I have a few collectible like systems and stuff. I have the 3rd anniversary Pokemon Center Game Boy Color. My fiance got me that for my birthday this year, actually. So I have that. I have, I think one, she also got me the Pikachu 3DS. So, like, the one where, like, Pikachu's, like, it's just, like, its giant chubby face. Which is really cool. I really, really like that one. I'm really happy. She was, like, originally she was saying she was going to get me... What were you going to get me instead of this, maybe? There's, like, 2 things. Oh, she was going to get me the X and Y.
Yeah, but I can't find the Y version.
Evital and Xerneas ones. And she's going to get me both, which is insane. But I actually would rather have this, because I have, like, a little mini Pikachu collection. Well, you have the key. If you want to show stuff off, you got to get the key. But I have, like, a little mini Pikachu collection of stuff. And so this, like, really, really fits it quite nicely. And it's, like, in perfect condition. This is, like, literally, like, new in box. Like, really, really good condition. So I have those, and then I have a bunch of Nintendo Switches. Like, just an absolute metric ton of you can pass the Let's Go one if you want. But yeah, speaking of a Pikachu collection, I have... a Let's Go Pikachu at Eevee, but not the Eevee version, because there actually is a Pikachu version and an Eevee version, but I have this bad boy right here, in really good condition. But yeah, so I own this, and I own a bunch of other Switches as well. You guys will get to see them when I'm in the new house, because I'm gonna do like a setup, like my stream area is gonna have like all the Switches behind me. It's gonna be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's why I'm really hoping they do like another Pokemon Switch, because I like collecting those. I like collecting them.
We should find the Eevee version.
Yeah, the Eevee version goes for more than the Pikachu version though, because more people buy. Right, supply and demand again. But yeah. But the issue is if Charizard was Fire Dragon, it would be overpowered as a starter. Yes, back in Gen 1, absolutely it would have been. Yeah, you're completely correct. Just think of, like, the resistances it would get. I think at that point, like, water is only, like, it's just, like, normal, right? So you would literally ruin the rock, paper, scissors dynamic of having, like, you know, Blastoise being able to beat Charizard. Would just be non-existent, basically. Isn't it expensive to collect Switches? Actually, so this is what I'm talking about in terms of like being a collector, right? It's surprising. Is it expensive? Yes. But is it like right now, I kid you not, you can find if you like, I'm not the sort of person who just like buys a Switch like for crazy exorbitant amounts of money. I'm somebody who like I wheel and deal. Like I look for good prices on Switches. I try to make sure that they're like I've gotten a bunch of my Switches under their retail price. Like I'm talking like hundreds of dollars under their, because you'd be surprised. There's like a lot of people out there that like buy it thinking they can like sell it, and then like for whatever reason it just like doesn't sell. Because right now there's so many Switches flooding the market that like your average like mom and pa don't need it. Nostalgia for the Switch doesn't exist because it's still out. So one of my Switches I was able to get for $200, which is like, again, I know that sounds expensive, but like considering for retail, it went for like $400, kind of insane. Did you hear about Bobby Shmurda? No. What happened with Bobby Shmurda? But yeah, so it is like, that's the thing. Like in no realm is $200, even Canadian, inexpensive. But considering like it costs retail to get like to spend $400 on a Switch, here in Canada, it literally after tax is $450. The fact that I found a price for one of them for oh, he got out. Nice. But yeah, the fact that I found one for like $200, it was like an eBay auction, like, and I just, yeah, good for Bobby Shmurda. Shmurda, not Shmurder. Please Stan. But yeah. So again, it is expensive. I won't deny that. It's definitely not cheap to do it. But I also like I at this point, it's kind of one of those things where like I have enough that the only ones that I'm even gonna get are gonna be gifts. Like it's not like I'm going out of my way to like find like, you know, new or old ones. It's like at this point the only ones I really need are ones that like you're not gonna find for a crazy good price. Like the Smash Bros one, I don't have that, and that one's gonna cost a lot of money if I ever try to get it. Or like there's like some Japan exclusive ones, like the what's it called? Oh geez, Dragon Quest 11 one that only came out in Japan that now goes for like a crazy amount. So I only like those ones. I only will be able to get as gifts. I'm not gonna spend my own money to like get them. So I'm pretty much done. You accusing them of something? No. I really hate Gen 8 and how dirty they did Sword and Shield because the Dex issue, the graphics, the story, and the Pokemon you could get were terrible. I disagree, but to each their own. Like, I really enjoyed Gen 8. I mean that, too. Like, I trust me, I have no problem talking about when Pokemon messes up. I think they did mess up in Gen 8. I think the story is abysmal. And I think that Dexit really did suck. But I think, honestly, in hindsight, I don't think Dexit was that much different than when they went from Gen 2 to Gen 3. And all of a sudden, all your Pokemon couldn't be transferred over. At least, inevitably, your Pokemon should be able to be transferred over. It might take till Gen 9, but inevitably, your favorite Pokemon should be able to make the cut. Whereas Gen 2 is just like, I had like a Mew, I had like my original Typhlosion and Lugia, and I couldn't transfer them over, and that sucked. Wow, that's really good, Ganon. What? The Fortnite one? Yeah, I do have the Fortnite Switch, yeah. Will Pokemon make a trilogy again? In terms of what, Mohammed? Do you mean like how they had like fire red? No, not fire red. Red, blue, yellow, or red, green, yellow, or like silver, gold, crystal? You mean like that? Because I don't think so. They seem to be like, why are we putting all of our time and effort into like a sister game when we can just make the next game? Which I'm not saying I agree with that, because I think, like, you know, if they hadn't ever made Platinum, I honestly don't think I would like Gen 4 that much. But they did, and now it's one of my favorites. For the Switch, do you think it's better to go for the original or light? I heard that handheld feels better on the light. Yeah, so handheld, if you're going to be predominantly playing... 69 viewers, nice. But yeah, if you're going to predominantly be playing, you know, in handheld mode, then yeah, I think the light is better. Not even because it feels better, but because it literally just, like, one, you're probably not going to get Joy-Con drift, because there's not really Joy-Cons. Two, the battery is way better on it. Like, I played Link's Awakening on my Switch and on Nad's Switch in handheld mode, and it was way better on hers. Because she is the light, I have the original. Actually, for the first time ever, I can actually, like, just take out my Switch and show it on stream. But yeah, so I play a lot of handheld mode on this, to be fair. But I also obviously use it for streaming and stuff, so it was worth it for me to get the dock mode. I prefer the one that can be played on the TV, personally. That being said, the light's really good. If you don't need it, then yeah. The pink light is really cute. It didn't exist when Nad...
Oh, I'd kill for it.
Yeah, when Nad was, like, getting hers, it didn't exist, so she got, like, the turquoise blue one. I wish she had the coral one, though. Because it's really nice. Yo, what's up, Luke? How's it going, man? Despite Sword and Shield having their problems, they were definitely the funnest I had in a while with the Pokemon game. They're really fun games. They remind me a lot of Gen 6, but in my opinion, they're realized slightly better. I think they actually, admittedly, which I know this is going to sound insane, I think they have a better story than Gen 6. I do. And I think they have a better post-game than Gen 6. Which, again, I think they're really bad games in both of those departments, but I think they're somehow better than Gen 6. Oh, no, Sonic. Oh, man. I love the aqua turquoise light. It's really nice. It is nice. Don't get me wrong. You can't go wrong with it, but... how are you, man? I'm doing good, Rick. I'm doing good. We're just talking about, like, collectible games and, you know, trying to look for a pink Celebi. But, yeah, we're talking about, like, collectible games, just kind of hanging out. Sword and Shield is a 3DS game for $90. I would disagree. I would actually disagree with that. I think that it didn't take the leaps forward that it should have. I will absolutely give you that. Do I think it should have been full-priced? Maybe not. But I also don't think it's a glorified 3DS game. I think that what we might be getting with the Diamond and Pearl remix, if they charge full price for that I might have some issues with. But I do think that Sword and Shield deserved, maybe not quite its full price. It should have been maybe like 20 bucks off or something. But I do think it's a Switch game. I do really get the feeling of like, it's a little bit more HD. It's a little better. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Spoonie. Thank you. Yeah, I think like, I've told people, like, if you're on the fence, wait for a price cut, because I don't think it quite lives up. Like, the lack of post-game, right? The fact that you need to pay for the post-game basically kind of rubs me the wrong way. Everything else, though, I kind of like. And if you're a shiny hunter, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth full price. Like, for me, it's absolutely worth full price. I'm looking for stuff right now to collect, but it's hard. Well, yeah, I mean, all collectors markets are insane right now. Look at, like, people still can't get PS5s, and it's been, what, like 5 months? Wait, Gen 6 had a post-game? Yeah, I know, right? Like I said, I love Gen 8's characters, and I agree, I like them better than 6. Yeah, the characters are better. The story is better slightly. But yeah, to me, it's still not in my top 3 favorite gens. But it's in the middle. For me, it's like very cozily in the middle of my favorite gens. And yes, I'm experiencing that right now, Ganon. Gen 7, I love Gen 7. I think the Pokemon are brilliant. I love the stuff with Lily and Lusamine and Guzma and Team Skull, and even Kukui and his wife. I love all that. Gladion, I think, is a great character and great rival. That being said, and I love the system of, like, you're building the first Elite Four. I think that's so cool in, like, Pokemon League. That being said, though, it is not a replayable game. It's like a one and done for me. Once you've experienced it, it's like, it's so hard to, like, enjoy it. But I'll talk about that more in my review when it comes out, hopefully in March. I just looked up on eBay and people are selling it for 80 bucks, but at least it's on the eShop. What's that? Sorry, Sonic. I missed that. I completely finished Ultra Sun Ultra Moon postgame and all in around 100 hours. Not sure how I feel about that. I need to replay Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. I went into Ultra Sun Ultra Moon kind of hating it, so I need to experience it with like, you know, no biases, I think, to really see what all the, because people seem to really like it. I didn't when I played it, but people seem to love it. I need to give it another shot. I was mad that they kind of messed up the story that I enjoyed so much, but we'll see. Switch just needed some polish. That's all. They needed, like, honestly 6 months on it, and I think it could have been the best game ever made on Pokemon. I truly feel that way. They rush. You can see where they cut corners, and you can see where they rush stuff. But I really do love it. And it was really fun collecting the decks and getting the shiny charm. Maybe the most fun I've ever had doing that. The wild area alone gave me so many hours of, like, just completing my decks. So what's your least favorite region? My least favorite region, as a region, it actually is Sinnoh. I don't really care for Sinnoh as a region. My least favorite generation is 1. And my least favorite, like, modern generation, I guess, is 6. Because I like Kalos as a region, but I don't like it as a generation, if that makes any sense. I agree, Luke. I agree. I like how Leon has become one of the most iconic Pokemon characters, because he just doesn't shut up ever. He just, like, buries himself into your consciousness. Oh, Scott Pilgrim. Oh, I see, Sonic. Well, just wait. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a restock. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't actually know, but... Wow! Wow, Lexo. That's crazy. Yeah, I have the most hours in Sun and Moon as well of any gen. I probably have more than 1,000 hours in Sun and Moon. And if you include Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, it probably bumps it up to, like, what? Probably 1,300 hours. Now, mind you, most of that is shiny hunting. Like, I'll be 100%, you know, transparent with that. Probably, like, you know, if we're talking all 1,300 hours, literally probably 1,000 of those alone are shiny hunting. But still, I feel like I'm pretty, you know, adept at speaking about Gen 7. Specifically, it's kind of the gen that I just know, like, the back of my hand the most. And so, yeah, I think that's why the review that I inevitably do is going to be really interesting. Because I have more experience, arguably, with Gen 7 than, like, most people in this world. Like, I'm probably in the 1% of people who put time into Gen 7. Oh, I'm sorry, Sonic. Yeah, exactly, something. I think if you've never played Sun and Moon, it's a strong game, but if you have, let's say I also went into hating it. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. What's up, D-Rock? What Pokemon game should I get next? I played Sun and X. I mean, it sounds like Let's Go maybe could be up your alley. It also, like, you seem like you're more into modern, like, the modern style. Sword and Shield, although unfortunately right now they are a little expensive. I would say maybe just wait for a price cut if one ever comes. It might be a little while, but... if it wasn't for the story being ruined, people would argue Ultra is way better. You're probably right. You're probably right. You're probably, because it just has more content. There's no disagreeing with that. The best way to describe Gen 7 is a piece of gum. It starts off really fresh and tasty, but it goes on to get stale. Wow, that's actually a very good analogy. I might steal your analogy for my review. Just saying. I'm just letting you know. It's a Luke deterring original, but yeah. Hop, Marnie, and Beatty were just amazing because you got the friendly rival with real struggles. Yes, I'm pro Hop. Hop's fine. I like Hop. He's better than How. Marnie's the cool rival. I like Marnie a lot. And Beatty is the one that didn't really hit me as much as I think going forward. I think if I play it again, I'll enjoy Beatty more. But yeah, I agree. Marnie and Hop, I actually got a lot out of. I thought they had arcs. I'm sure I know Beatty does too. Beatty for whatever reason didn't click with me in the way that it should have. Though arguably Beatty might actually have like the greatest arc of them all. But yeah, so I gotta redo it. But yeah, I agree. I love the characters. I love Leon. I actually like Chairman Rose, even if his plan makes no sense. I do like him as sort of like he's literally capitalism the villain, and like I think that's weird that Pokemon hasn't really done. Usually it's like just one nutcase goes up. I mean, Lysander you can argue kind of, I guess. He was sort of like the Mark Zuckerberg of the Pokemon world. But yeah, it's like I really like Chairman Rose was like, putting a product. Anyway. It's pronounced Bead? Is it literally pronounced Bead? I never knew that. I called him Beady the entire time. Oh, yeah, he doesn't shut up, but that's part of his charm, I guess. Yeah, Hop has a very fleshed out relationship with your character and his brother specifically. And I love that. I love that he's, like, trying to forge his own path. I think that's really cool. I call him BD2, yeah. It's a British saint name, and I live in the UK. Okay. That's actually really, really helpful to know. I ain't changing now. Well, it's good to know, because, like, in my review, I try to, like, pronounce the names as accurately as I can, right? So, like, in my Emerald review, I still call Rayquaza Rayquaza, because that's, like, how I read it as a kid growing up. That being said, and I still call Arceus Arceus, even though I know that they're both specifically supposed to be called Rayquaza and Arceus, right? Like, I know the proper pronunciations, but I just, like, refuse to say them out of, like, spite and, you know, stubbornness. Called him Babe once. Oh, Jose. Suicune or Suicune? I mean, I say Suicune. But I hope that's one that I'm right, considering how many times I watched that Pokemon movie. I hope that that's at least one that I've gotten correct over the years. So I used to call it, to me it used to be Suicune, Entei, and Raikou the entire time. But I know now that it's Raikou. And I have changed my pronunciation of that. Some I've, like, just naturally kind of changed, because I actually like Raikou better. I think it's a way better, stronger name than Raikou. Plus, it kind of, like, it's like they each have, like, Entei, Suicune, Raikou. I like how they each kind of end on their own vowel, and I think that's cool. I am Ganon, yes. It is on VC, yeah. Brilliant, Diamond, or Shining Pearl? I gotta go Pearl. I own Diamond, I own Platinum. I've never owned Pearl. I've never really given Palkia the love that it deserves. And I actually like Palkia a lot. It's my favorite of those three, which I know sounds weird. I still prefer Giratina, and, like, if I had to shiny hunt something, it's gonna be Giratina. Because, let's be honest, it's one of the best shinies ever, let alone legendary. But I specifically really, really enjoy Palkia's typing, and I want to use it. So, yeah. I always thought it was Bisharp instead of B-Sharp. I still say Bisharp, actually. Even though I do know, that's another one that I know better, but I don't ever actually say it. Yeah. And then there's, like, you know, like, it's like, is it Deoxys or Deoxys? Is it, there's, like, a ton. There's a ton of Pokemon names that are, like, you know, people, I still say, Rattata? Is it? Oh, I used to, when I was a kid, actually, I guess I have changed my pronunciation of it, but when I was a kid, I used to say Rattata, like Rat-ata. Rattata. Anyway, I'm not even, that one's, like, actually causing my brain to melt right now when I'm even, like, thinking of it, but yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of pronunciations that, like, you know, and again, as long as it's not, like, hurting anybody, who cares? You know what I mean? Is it Yanni or Laurel? It's Barley. Some people say Volibee and some people say Volibee. Again, yeah, it's all in the, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Pronounce it however you want, you know? Deoxys, 100%. Arceus or Arceus? So I say Arceus. Well, no, I say Arceus. See, that Arceus is the worst one because, like, there's so many different ones, and Game Freak and Pokemon Company, at least North America, like Nintendo America, when they were, like, promoting, like, in different mediums, you can actually hear it officially pronounced in different ways. Is it potato or potato? I say potato because I'm in North America, but if I was in, you know, Europe, I might say potato. Or I had parents who were from Europe, I might say potato as well. Walrein is a weird one too. I say Walrein. I know some people say Walrein. But yeah, some people say Arceus. I know it's supposed to, like, that, I said earlier, I know that's one that it's supposed to be Arceus. But they've literally, in other mediums, they've said Arceus, they've said Arceus, they've said Arceus, they've said Arceus. So yeah. Is it Lapras or I say Lapras. But I know it should probably be pronounced Lapras. But I say Lapras because it just rolls off the tongue better. But the real question is it Squirtle or Squirtle?
Oh, no.
I'm obviously trolling. Also, I think we're going to go to 1120 tonight. That'll take us to, like, a perfect 200. I was going to go to 1100, but I'm having a really good time on stream today. And also, I'm not going to be having dinner for a while. So anyway, so, like, why not, right? But I want to do, like, a bigger round number. So getting, like, 200 even done today, I think I'll feel good about. And then this Tuesday, we'll be back to Necrozma. Oh boy, back to Necrozma. We're at like 72 encounters on that thing, or raid den adventures, and it's taking a while. It's taking a while. I used to call Luigi Luigi. Hey, that's fine. It's pronounced Arceus. Yeah, no, I totally get that. I remember. Oh, sorry, I already read that. It makes sense though. Arc is in the vessel to create, deliver the species. Well, apparently though it was Arceus, and then Nintendo, like, they had to change it because Arce in the UK specifically is kind of like a it's one of those things that, like, you know, nobody really cares about Arce, but like it's enough that like a 6-year-old, like, it would kind of be maybe perceived, and they might have people write in and be like, so they were just like, nope, it's Arceus now. But I know what you're saying. It does make sense. But I surely think that, like, for a lot of naming conventions and, like, the puns the Pokemon does, I think you can, like, you know, you can get creative with a lot of it. Maybe not that one in particular, but a lot of them you could, like, say, well, like for example, like, Bisharp and Bisharp, right? Like, you can say, well, the Sharp is always sharp, but you could say, like, I always said Bisharp because it has 2 blades. 2, right? Bi. But apparently it's Bisharp. Like, hey, did you ever find the shiny Necrozma? Not yet. Well, you're still looking for it, yeah. The way Jack says Cuphead, how does he say it? Like, Cuphead? Cupid? Cupid? Wait, just to be super clear, in case you think I'm being rude, because I'm not. The university student version of All Might is when he was 18, 21 years old, in muscular form and with white eyes. I think so. I don't know. I actually don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. Something. How do you pronounce... Oh, this is one. So I actually, in my Gen 6 review, I actually purposely pronounced it both ways. All right. So there's Yveltal and Yveltal. So there's both. And I think overall, if I just... Okay, I need to, like, clear my mind. If I just say... It's like... So, oh my god, what's his name? Oh my god, I can't think of his name right now. I said it literally earlier. Oh, Lysander and Yveltal. So I say Yveltal, I guess. Like that, like when I just have my mind clear, I just say Yveltal. With like pronouncing the Y, like saying like Yveltal instead of Yveltal. But yeah, or Yveltal or whatever, like whatever it is. That's another one that's very hard. And even like I've heard some. I say Xerneas, but I've heard some people say it's supposed to be pronounced literally Xerneas. Like, you're supposed to pronounce the X because it's the X mascot, and when you say Xerneas, it's like Z, and that's supposed to be for Zygarde. I've literally heard it all. Like, I've been in Pokemon forever. I've literally, this is not a joke. I will look up right now. I'm actually going to look this up right now. So, I have a predominantly, as you guys know, a predominantly Pokemon-centric channel, right? So, most of my comments in my days are gonna be related to Pokemon. Some aren't. Some are about like One Piece versus Dragon Ball. Some people are about like some are about a bunch of random stuff, I guess. You know what I mean? That being said, I need to. Oh, what the heck? Jojo! Oh, he re-upped too. It's re-up day. Okay, I was like, what is going on? But still, thank you, Jojo, for your continued support. I know you're probably not even watching right now, but I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. You're God. You know we love you. Jojo hype! I love this. I love that man so much. All right, let me see. There's gotta be a thing that tells me how many comments I've had. Audience. Huh. I can't seem to find how many comments I've had overall. That's kind of weird. That's a little odd. You would think that they'd, you know, kind of weird. Kind of weird. I'm just saying. I can't seem to find how many comments I've gotten in my life. Sorry, I know I'm like taking a while here. I just wanted to see, like, but anyway, my point is I've definitely gotten in my life as a YouTuber, I've had, you know, over 26 million views. And I know this is like kind of like humble bragging, but my point is just what it comes down to is I just truly feel like, you know, I've probably gotten over 100,000 comments, like no cap, on my YouTube products, right? Like on the videos. And that's not even including streams, like just comments on videos. I swear to God, I've probably gotten like over 100,000 comments, right? I think, yeah, like, I think I can even find, if I just go to, like, specifically, if I go to, like, content, right? Or I'll go to my channel, and I'll go to, like, you know, top 7 dragons is my biggest viewed video ever. So that alone has over almost 7,000 comments on that video alone, right? And that's just one of many videos. My point being, I have a lot of comments. And so if you don't think I've seen every single person try to tell me how to pronounce a Pokemon, like, you know, like every single thing, like if I've said a Pokemon's name, there's been at least 12 different people telling me how to pronounce it 12 different ways, you know? Anyway. Hey, nice, Ray Robinson. Well, hey, I good to see you. Sorry, I just trying to make a point, though it probably kind of fell. But yeah, we're almost at 1,100. Speaking of pronouncing things, do you say 11 or 11? It's 11. But anyway, 1,100 encounters for this shiny Celebi. You would think, well, no, I get a lot of that too, Luke. But my point is, if you're trying to present yourself as an expert on anything, which I have done on Pokemon, then, you know, if you mispronounce one little thing, people get on you about it. Like, sometimes it's deserved. For example, I did like a Dragon Ball versus One Piece thing, and in that video, I pronounced Naruto. I don't even know why. Like, I watched Naruto back when I was like 12, like every day. I knew it was Naruto. I just, like, in the moment while I was recording, I think I was just, like, nervous. And I said Naruto a bunch of times. And people, still to this day, I get comments being like, it's Naruto, idiot. Like, 1,109 will be shiny, my guess. So it is, so here's the thing, Slime. It is Pokemon. It is, like, you're supposed to pronounce it Pokemon. There's the reason, there's a little, like, accent above it. But there are so many people who are literally, like, professional Poketubers, or people from Pokemon itself who call it Pokemon. They just say Pokemon, which it does kind of, let's be honest, if you're mixing Pocket with Monster, it probably is closer to Poka, like Pokemon. Actually, I guess it should be Pokemon, actually, but the is fine. I don't care if someone says Pokemon or they say Pokemon. I don't care. When I'm presenting in a video format, I try to say Pokemon, but when I'm like on stream or whatever, I say Pokemon all the time. But the one that I will never accept is Pokemon. So, and that's how you can tell, like, for example, like Logan Paul, I've watched some of his, I don't think I've ever watched like his streams about the Pokemon cards, but I've seen some of his videos about the cards, and he still, time and time again, says Pokemon. And I'm like, when I hear that, I hear like my parents in the 90s being like, oh, you gonna go watch Pokemon? And it's like, I hate that. That is the only pronunciation that I absolutely hate. The only one worse than that is when people say Pokemon, just to be spiteful over it. I get verbally triggered by the Canadian pronunciation of bag. Why? Bag. 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 I hate Pokemon. I hate when people say Pokemon. It genuinely, and worse is when I see people like being out, like making money off of like Pokemon content and they say Pokemon, it actually hurts me. So like when Logan Paul does that, it hurts me that he's like profiting off of this beloved franchise and that's the other thing. If I ask Logan Paul, and by the way, no offense, I get it. He's found a niche, he's found a way to make money. Whatever. That's fine. He's a capitalist through and through. What? Oh. But the fact is, if I asked him to name like a Gen 4 Pokemon, I guarantee you he'd be like, maybe he could get a starter, maybe he could get Arceus or like a legendary, maybe. There's no way in chance that guy's able to say like Sharam. There's no way that he's like Vespiquen is a good Pokemon, because he doesn't play the games. And again, you don't have to play the games to be a Pokemon fan. It works in so many ways. Nad doesn't like playing the main series of games. She probably couldn't name who Vespiquen or Cherrim is, and that doesn't make her a fake fan. But she's also not trying to present herself as like this, like, you know, big figurehead of the community. I don't know. That's the only thing that like makes me, yeah, that makes me a little bit riled up. In Latin America, it's Pokemon with the strong syllable being mon. So I'm just saying Pokemon. So like Pokemon. The Logan literally has a Pokemon tattoo. You're gatekeeping. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have a Pokemon tattoo. But again, you know why he has a Pokemon tattoo? Because Pokemon is keeping him relevant. Yes, exactly, Ganon. Yes. He can only name Garchomp. Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't even know who Cynthia is. Like, he is a Gen 1 guy. Maybe Gen 2 because of his age. right? Like, and that's probably it. Nah, people use that same logic for Pokemon Go fans. Again, by the way, I'm not gatekeeping fandom. I'm not gatekeeping fandom. I'm not. I swear to God. I'm saying that for some, like, to me, it's just like, I grew, look, this has nothing to do with Pokemon or about fandoms. This has everything to do with just, like, work ethic and, like, how I was brought up and raised. Is that, like, if you are going to present yourself as an expert or a figurehead of something, you should know what you're talking about. And that is all I'm saying. And maybe he does when it comes to cards, if that's what he's trying to, like, you know, make everything about, then maybe he does. My point, and the reason I get mad about that kind of stuff, though, is just that, like, he's clearly monetizing something that, like, he only knows a fraction of. But even within that fraction, I doubt, like, he knows. Anyway. You are a little? I don't think I am. All I'm saying is, like, basically, if I call up somebody, if somebody's being paid to help me, you know, set up my internet, I don't want them to only know, like, about, like, fiber optic. You know what I mean? I want them to know about all of it. I want them to have a breadth. If they're making money off of, like, that, if that's their job, if that's their career, I want them to actually, like, you know, have some semblance of recognition of the big scope. And you don't have to be an expert at all of it, right? Like, I don't know really much about TCG. I don't really know much about, like, you know, the competitive side. But I know a little bit. Like, I know that, like I know enough that, like, I can have a conversation about it. You know what I mean? Anyway. That's all, Lagoon. And again, and that's the thing. It's about the profit thing, right? Because, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, my fiance, she loves Pokemon, but she couldn't name who Sharam or Flabebe is. Like, there's no chance. She doesn't play the main games. But she still loves. I don't think she doesn't like the franchise. She loves the franchise. But all I'm saying is, like, again, yeah, it's when somebody's able to, like, monetize it the way that he has for himself in a selfish way. And it is good that he's like doing charity stuff too. By the way, I think that's really cool. And again, maybe I'm the bad guy here. Maybe I didn't look into it enough. And maybe when it comes to the cards, which is his, like, specific niche, he knows everything and more. And that's cool. And, you know, but I just, like, it's just, like, that type of, like, I'm just gonna get into this but never do my research on anything. No. And again, the fact that he still calls it Pokemon, like, that hurts me. Like, when I hear that. Because that tells me that, like, he doesn't even get the pronunciation right. Like, that, I don't know. Anyway. So you can't love and make content even if you don't like the other gens? Well, I think, like, you should... No, I don't agree with that sentiment. But I think that, like, you know, if, like... But let's be real. What he's doing is... I'm not talking about certain people. I'm not talking... Like, if you're only making Pokemon Go content, right? And you only know about Pokemon Go, I think that's totally fine. I think that's totally... If you know your section and you're really, like... But I don't think he knows really anything, is what I'm saying. I think he knows just the bare minimum. He knows who Charizard is. He knows who Blastoise is. He knows the 151 because he grew up with it as a kid. But do I think he has actual genuine love for the series outside of the money that it makes him? No. I don't. I truly don't. I'll say that. If you don't think it's him being a capitalist, then I think that you have tunnel vision on. As a kid, everyone had Pokemon cards and made up games. Oh, absolutely. I never learned. Most forgettable Pokemon? Finian. Finian from Gen 4, actually. Anyway. But, look. Again, maybe I'm the bad guy. Maybe I'm the gatekeeper here. I admit it. But again, I don't get mad at... I get mad at people who exploit things for profit. In the same way, like, there's a reason why, like, I don't try to, like... I don't position myself as this crazy competitive guy. Right? I don't position myself a certain, like, but he, I don't know. Yeah. I would actually get murdered by Logan Paul, though. Physically, like, yeah, I couldn't do stuff. Now, get us in a debate. Like, get us in a Pokemon trivia contest. And, it's on. That's it, Ganon. That's the thing. He has a tattoo and does stuff outside of Barley, you're not going to convince me. You're not going to convince me that Logan Paul isn't just attached to Pokemon for the money that it brings him.
Charles likes Logan Paul?
Yeah, he's, like, defending Logan Paul. A guy who calls Pokemon Pokemon. Like, I'm, like...
He's just a terrible human being.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. No, you're not gonna convince me that it's not about the capitalizing, like it's because I'll tell you what, if he had done that
No.
if he had done that
Hey, come on, bub.
that stream yesterday and only 100 people showed up and he didn't make any money off of it, right?
What?
If he didn't get his return on investment,
In like a month or two.
you wouldn't be seeing him talking about Pokemon at all. He's taking advantage of a moment in time that benefits him. Like I don't know. He reacts to the stream. Maybe he will. The man has a squirrel tattoo by his junk. That doesn't mean anything, though. That doesn't... He has a squirrel tattoo. He got a tattoo of Pokemon because of what it did for his life, which is a big thing, right? Like, he can enjoy it, but my point still stands that he did it because of the capitalization that it gave him on a community, you know, that you know, I don't know. I'm too small. I'm too small potatoes. But yeah. Okay, well then you're a fake fan for making money off these streams. How? How does that have anything? I'm not only a fan because I capitalize on it. I actually play the games. I actually know my stuff. It doesn't make sense. It makes complete sense. My point still stands. My only point in this is that I'm not gatekeeping fandom. I'm gatekeeping the sense of like doing something because you're only profiting off of it. Pretending you love something because you're profiting off of it. That is the difference here. I clearly love the series outside of the money that I make off of it. So your point does not stand at all. He had the tattoo before the cards video. The original one, did he? I don't know, man. My favorite Pokemon is Gengar. I was heartbroken when it got Levitate removed. My favorite Pokemon is Mimikyu. Thought he just said you don't have to play the games to be a fan. No, you don't have to. You can be a fan of the games. Or you can be a fan of, like, different aspects of the series and be a fan. That's still not my point. My point, it has nothing to do with games. It has nothing to do with... I said people who only play Pokemon Go have every right to... My point, it just comes down to... He's monetizing something that he has very little interest in, to me at least. Beyond the money it can make him and beyond, like, the original nostalgia it gives him. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he's a fan in 2021. I think he has childhood, you know, love of it, for sure. But the fact that he's making so much money and changing the dynamics of an entire community and industry, and he's a guy who clearly I don't think cares about anything beyond the money that it nets him. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't understand how this point is getting lost on you guys. Like, all I'm saying is he is... If you can disprove that he's not a capitalist, he's not using Pokemon to pad his wallet, then I will completely admit defeat here. But that's what I'm saying. That is my point. He is using Pokemon as a crutch, a nostalgic crutch for him and many other people to make money. And good on him if he wants to do that. But, like, I think I'm allowed to kind of be a little bit sus of it. Like, that's all. At this point, it's a conversation of being a filthy casual versus hardcore investor. No, it's not. Because, again, I don't think, like, I don't say, like, my fiance, like, loves Pokemon. That's not my point at all. Like, that's not, like, my point is, like, Nad is a fan of Pokemon, even though she doesn't give a crap about the games. She doesn't give a crap about anything beyond probably Gen 1, admittedly. But she's still a fan because... But, like, I'm not saying Logan Paul's not a fan. He can be a fan of Pokemon, but I'm saying the way that he's using it that's what I don't agree with. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Anyway. Gatekeeping fandom would be more so Stan saying Logan is not a real Pokemon fan because he doesn't know the Gen 4 deck. Stan is saying... Right, and I get the confusion because that's kind of how I maybe started this conversation. Like, and that was maybe the wrong foot to get off on. But I'm saying, yeah, he's doing it for the money and the moolah. Painted this in honor of Pokemon Day. Yeah, Barley, again, look, he can paint stuff all he wants. But it's still... He did it on Pokemon Day because of money. You're still not disproving my point. He went and tried to get a Game Boy to play Pokemon in like 2017 or 2018 in his vlogs. Yes, but those vlogs all centered around comment. I remember those vlogs because it was right around the time he was in Japan for another thing that he did that wasn't really good, that he exploited, right? That's my point. It comes back to it's all about content. It's all about money. It's about connecting with the youth so that he can profit off of them. Like, that's what I'm saying here. Anyway. We only have a few left anyway. In the name of Roy Boy, you have problems, bro. I don't think I do. I think the fact that you're like defending him and still haven't brought up a valid point that he loves the series in a way that has nothing to do with money at all, that he can't exploit, that he can't like, then your opinion, like, I'm sorry. It's about integrity. It's not even about integrity. Honestly, it's not even about that. It's like, I don't have this, I promise you. It might seem that way. I don't have this holier than thou. I'm sure some of it even comes from like a place of envy as well, for sure. It sucks that, you know, I like, there's people, not even like me, there's people who have been doing the stuff I do with it, but that's his position. He got himself, he worked hard to get himself in that position, so he's allowed to have all that success and transfer it into any community he wants. But again, my point isn't, I'm not saying he's not a fan. What I'm saying, though, is that, like, the fact that he's profiting off of it and still calling it Pokemon and still, like, not really even investing himself in it, really beyond the bare minimum that he needs to exploit it, makes me think that he's the kind of guy who's just doing this and won't really care about the franchise. Like, he's, you know, making a whole thing at a Pokemon Day. He's painting stuff. He's getting tattoos because of Pokemon Day. But it's not because of Pokemon Day. It's not because of the love for the franchise. It's not because... It's because he literally just wants to, like, make money off of it. Like, that's my point. That's my point. It's all about money, and it's all about clout, and it's all about what it gives him personally. It's not about actually... I don't think he's the guy who like, is just sitting there... Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I'm going to contradict myself because I'm going in circles at this point. But the fact remains is that all it comes down to is I think he's only in it for the money. That's my statement. That's the end all. You're profiting off this, which is the same. It's not the same. I already told you it's not the same because I've done things involving Pokemon that had nothing to do with money, right? That had nothing, like me soft resetting in my spare time for Heracross, right? Me buying Sword and Shield and playing it, which again, I'm not trying to make it just about the games, but like the point is like, anyway, I'm not saying he's not a fan, Barley. I'm saying that he's only like becoming and trying to become the face of this entire community because it makes him money. That is my point. I still don't understand. You haven't once actually been able to debate my actual point here. Yeah, I genuinely think you're being colored by your bias. Nobody is worse than Verlis. Well, yeah, I look, I'm not even going to talk about him because I don't know much about him. I do understand what Logan Paul is doing, though. And also, he has a history of this. Like, he has a history of, like, putting himself into various communities and into various places that only when it's convenient and only when it's, like, you know, it can make him money. Only when he can exploit it. And that's my problem. I mean, what bias, though? I don't like the guy. Well, I think you're clearly, like, I don't know. You still haven't really refuted my main point here about how it's all about just capitalism and money. Thank you, something. I appreciate that. He's a fan, but only of Gen 1, and he's Gen 1. But I have no problem with Gen 1ers. They're still fans. But, like, not every Gen 1er is, like, trying to make themselves, like, themselves seem like the ultimate Pokemon fanboy dude who's, like, supporting, like, the community and, like, going out of their way. Like, that's where I take umbrage with, right? Is because he's, like, trying to position himself as this huge figure in the Pokemon community as somebody who, like, and he can be a fan of Gen 1, and that's fine, but he's only doing it because of the profit that it makes him. That is the difference. That is all I'm going to say on it. I'm done. Right, exactly, Ganon. Exactly. Barley, again, say what you want, man. I don't agree. I don't agree. We agree to disagree. I think he only loves the money that it makes him. That's all. I don't think he's actually... I don't think 10 years from now, Logan Paul is going to be doing anything on Community Day. Again, unless it's because he sees an opportunity to be like, oh, it's the 10th anniversary of the time I did the box opening on my channel and made $3 million. Like, that's the only way he would do it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the stream soon, so... But the card industry was taking off, dude. He still attached himself to a fad. He just supercharged that fad because of his presence. Anyway. New debate, pizza or burgers? I can't have pizza anymore, so I gotta say burgers, but it would have been pizza forever. But now I gotta say burgers. Hey, Roy boy. I'm sure Roy's here because Barley probably DM'd him on Discord and was like, Stan's being a gatekeeper, Roy. Come give some sense to him. But anyway. How's it going, Roy? How was your night last night? Thanks, Roy. Thanks, buddy. Why can't you have pizza? Yeah, and that's fine. Well, Roy's statement, even though I know he's trolling and he's just trying to like get me to be more mad, that's not my point. Like, I am not disagreeing. I'm not saying that he's not a fan of the series. My point is still, he's only inserting himself into it in the way that he is, right? Because it makes him money. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Oh, okay. Well, me and Barley are just like in a lover's spat right now. But anyway. Least favorite starter? It is two very different arguments, but Barley keeps trying to bring up that he's not, like, he's just a fan. And that's like, my point isn't that he's not a fan. I've already agreed he's on the same level of Nad, who I would call a fan. Like, I don't know. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, we have, I believe, one more. My only thing was I was saying, like, Nad's not the type of person who's trying to, like, you know, essentially bully, like, use money to, like, force her way into the community in this massive way, in order, and again, anyway, I gotta stop, but it's true. Well, hey, I mean, look, if shiny pixels can make us go crazy, then so can, what does Ja Rule think about Logan Paul as a fan? I'm sure Ja Rule thinks that he's a fan. Like, again, he is a fan. My argument has never been he's not a fan. You can be a fan. You can absolutely be a fan of something and not be an expert on it. I completely agree with that. Like, I am a fan of Persona, and I am not a crazy expert at it at all. I just like a few songs from it. I played, like, the first 14 hours. But my point is I'm not gonna attempt, because I like Persona, I'm not gonna all of a sudden, like, try to become the face of that community. That's all. Anyway. Alright, last one. Rent-free. Well, maybe. Maybe. You still, but the thing is, Barley, is like, regardless of whatever, is you still haven't refuted my actual argument. So, whether it's rent-free or not, you haven't provided any, like, evidence to the contrary. Anyway, I'm gonna go until 11:25, because I really don't want to end the stream on such a sour note. And I told you, like, we're obviously, we're at a stalemate here. We're gonna continue to disagree about all this, but again, I have no problem with people, like everyone can be a fan of whatever the hell they want to be a fan of. And I think he is a fan. I think, like, if he gets a tattoo, obviously, like, it makes him a fan. But I'm just saying that, like, you know, it'd be nice if the person who's the face, like, it'd be, like, for example, it's like, if the person who's the face of, like, you know, like Reggie, for example, it would have been weird if Reggie only knew about one specific Nintendo franchise, but was positioning himself as, like, the guy who's Mr. Nintendo. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. I know, Roy. Well, you're my favorite PokeTuber. Your black and white review is probably the best I've ever seen. My least favorite starter, weirdly, maybe Tepig. No. That's not true. I don't know. I actually don't know. That's all I'm saying, Muhammad. It's all about money with him. That's all I'm saying. He's a capitalist. He's using, like, his fandom to, like, anyway, but that argument wouldn't have held up, so I'm not even gonna finish saying that argument, because that was gonna be, that's just me and, like, you know, not thinking properly, my words through. Also, for the record, I wanna point out too, it is much harder to have a debate as the person who's, like, live than the person who can carefully type out and craft what they're saying, because I'm just, like, being reactive, obviously. Which starter would you pick for the Arceus game? I think I'm gonna pick Rowlet. I like Fennekin a lot, but I don't really like Delphox, so yeah. My least favorite starter is probably either Oshawott, Tepig, or Primarina, like Poplio. Hello, I'm new here. Hello, Aruki Edits. How's it going? Unfortunately, we are wrapping the stream up, but how are you doing today? How's your Sunday going? I'm not a fan of Tepig, only starter I don't like. And yet, I really like the shiny Emboar. I think Emboar shiny is one of the best starter shinies. But yeah, Tepig just, like, doesn't really do it for me as a Pokemon. And I used one recently in my, well, not recently, but a few years ago in my Black and White playthrough. Or, no, it was Black and White 2, I think. We did Hot Dog. No. Yes. It was Black and White 2. Hot Dog, the Tepig who became an Embor. And it just, yeah, it was just like, there's so many better fire starters. I don't know. I love Braixen. Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan of Braixen, but anyway. Cyndaquil, hey, I love Cyndaquil. I hate Chikorita because of the anime. It's weird because I love Bayleaf specifically because of Casey's Bayleaf. Or, was it Casey or Ash's Bayleaf? Ash's Bayleaf in the anime. When is the Gen 8 review? Oh, jeez. The Gen 8 review. Look, my friend, we gotta go through Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and then Let's Go Pikachu Eevee with a cameo from Moyboy 140. Wow, you hate Tepig? What are you, a capitalist swine? RandomTens confirmed Amazon LLC simp. Down with bourgeois. Yeah, I don't know, Roy. Roy, I just want to take you by the hand and lead you to the ocean, man. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a weird stream at the end, but you caught me in a rant. And again, literally no hate to Logan Paul. I get it. He's just capitalizing on a trend, and he's doing his thing. That was just all my point. That was all my point. So literally, I would do the same thing if I was in his position. Of course I would. Like if I could make that kind of money off of Pokemon. I just again, I like when people are like figureheads of communities to actually be a little more knowledgeable, I guess, and actually like do their homework instead of anyway. But that's a whole nother discussion for another day. I promise I'm really like not that mad. I just wish Barley could have actually like provided, a good counterpoint. But anyway. No shiny Celebi today, but I will be back shiny hunting Necrozma on Tuesday. Look forward to that. Hopefully there will be less drama and angst and infighting going on. But otherwise, I had a really, really good stream today. Today was actually really, really fun. We had a bunch of people re-up their memberships. We had a few donations, including Kizuna. So thank you, kids, for that. And Video Master as well. Thank you both for your donos. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, you guys rock. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to go eat some delicious Arab kefta. And, yeah. We didn't hit... Oh, we did. I just didn't do it, but... Oh, right. This is the last one. Right. My bad. No, this is it. This is the last one right here. Are you ready? Are you ready, kids? All right, here we go. No, this is the last one. I actually had to, like, finish it. I was just trying to, like... But, yeah. Nick was right. And it is not shiny, unfortunately. But, yeah. That'll do it for today. Me and Roy have to watch a bunch of Ghibli films tonight. So we have to go... I'm kidding. I don't think it's happening tonight, but maybe next Sunday. But, I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Today was actually a really, really fun stream, despite the kind of ending and the fighting. But, I hope you have a great week ahead. I hope to see you on Tuesday, and I hope that you're as hyped for these new Pokemon games as I am. But and I also hope Shiny Celebi shows up, but it probably wouldn't be till next Sunday, because this week is going to be for the Necrozma. Anyway, I love you so much. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you to everybody again for the donos and whatnot, and re-upping as well. And we're only 5 away from a Hot Ones episode, so I'm just saying. Anyway, good night, guys. Roy Boy, I hope you didn't break your streak today, and love you. Mwah! And peace out. And as I always say, happy hunting, baby rhinos. Peace. Also, I love that I can just like turn off when you soft reset. That's one thing I've missed about doing soft resets, is you can literally just like turn off when you're done. It's pretty nice. Anyway, bye guys. Gonna go eat some.
Oh, God. Hey, big man. How's it
Making
going?
barley. I just want to make this clear. Barley's like, we gotta do Matt Pat's finest. We gotta do Matt Pat's finest. Like, we're game. No. And then he called Matt Pat's finest.